Hello, everyone. What's going on? How you guys doing today? Oh, I want to take that off. I actually didn't want that in there. There we go. That's better. Hello, everyone. Welcome in. Still messing with some cameras. Still doing some stuff over here. So I appreciate you guys. What's going on? Oh, my goodness. All right. Sorry I'm a few minutes late today. I was rushing around. I had some things kind of, some things kind of weren't going great with me starting this thing up. Things weren't going exactly how I wanted them to go, which, sometimes that happens. But so I ended up being a little later than I wanted to. I was over here doing some work and stuff. What's going on, Heathen, Corey, Velvet? How you guys doing? How you guys doing? I see you over there. Beautiful, Amy, Carolyn, Sandwich, Ogden, Chester, Norbert, Tish, Dory. I see all y'all. Truth, if I missed you, I don't know if I missed Truth or not. Hey, Corey. Oh, I forgot to do that. That's okay. Heathen, thank you so much. I'm glad you like the new stuff. Hey, Ryan. Musking, thank you so much for lighting up the finger hearts and the roses, too, starting off the live well today. Really appreciate that. All right, and now we're reconnected. Woo. How is the camera quality looking for everyone today? Is it looking okay? I just realized that I forgot to do something, actually. I actually realized I totally forgot to do something, so let me know if it looks all right to y'all. Looks great. Denise says it looks great. Which is good. I keep moving around my lighting. I think I'm actually starting to get to where I really, really like it. I think I'm actually starting to get to where I really, really like it. But I do need to do one more thing, and I forgot to redo it. But that's okay. I'll have to redo it later. Hey, VJ. Hey, Sandwich. I see y'all in here, too. For all the members that are in here, I have been doing a whole lot better job, and I've been really working on it. Where I've been making sure I comment. If you guys check out my videos, I am making sure that I comment. So, yeah, I'm doing my best over here. Doing my best to make sure that I comment on you guys if you guys are commenting on my videos. So I went through today, made some comments on your guys' videos. Some of you guys are making some really funny stuff. I saw Ogden, I saw your comment earlier that made me laugh. Norbert, I saw one from you also. So yeah, really, really good stuff. I do see someone trying to call in already, and I'm gonna get to you in just a moment, I promise. So don't go anywhere. Ooh. Got to get this thing going. If you guys could come in and hit that like button, I'd really, really appreciate it. That would mean a lot to me. Also, hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button, and yeah, all that fun stuff. I share all of your stuff on my Blue Sky. Well, you know what? Thank you for that, Heathen. Thank you for that. Truthfully. I don't ever post any of my stuff on Blue Sky, so it's nice to know that I got stuff going on Blue Sky, even though I don't go on there, didn't post anything. So that's actually really really nice. All right. Every time I see a maggot, I tell them to tune in if they love Trump. Yes, you 100. That's a great way to do things. See, you guys are just spreading it all over the place. Brandy said I'm wearing my Antifa shirt. I forgot I even used to make those. Maybe I'll need to re-release those when I re-release my merch soon. Maybe I need to re-release those when I re-release my merch soon. Ooh. Uh-oh. Did I mess it up? No, we're good. Woo! Oh my Jesus, what is this? Welcome to the Polypolitics Show. I'm your host. Hope you enjoy the show. And we're gonna have to do that in a place that doesn't look like that. Oh my goodness. Let's try that again. Can't believe I have that wrapped around there. We are going to start with a caller and a viewer in just a second. I just need to be able to bring this up. That way we can... Zazu, thank you so much for the hat and mustache too. I appreciate that. We are on a fresh week trying to bust out some gift gallery stuff over there. I also have the hat and mustache stuff over here. So if you guys like to support that way, I appreciate it. I also have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. New content out. New content coming. New content out. New content coming. I got it all. I got it all. All right. Cool. We got that one. All right. Now, if you were whoever the person was that was calling in, if you want to call in, we can start the show. But if you do still support Trump, you can call on the number that's above my head, or you can join the guest request box. Either way. Guest request box. Either way. Hello. How are you?
Oh.
Oh my God, you're actually 4.
I'm sorry. Can you?
That's impressive. How did you get a hold of your mother's phone? How were you actually 4? Oh my goodness. That was nuts. He'd called like a few times too. You know what I'm saying? Like it surprised me. You know what I'm saying? Like it actually surprised me. I was just like, oh my goodness. Like like it's almost impressive, you know? It's almost impressive. Let's move some stuff that way. Cool. And let's move it down. Whoop, other way. Let's move it like this a little bit too. All right, cool. VJ, thank you so much for the little sticker over there. Really appreciate the 99 cents. Got the cool little, I don't know, glasses. I'm not even wearing my sunglasses. Do I need to wear my sunglasses tonight? That's what I should have done for Poly After Dark. I should wear my sunglasses the whole time. Hello, how are you?
What's up, man? I'm doing good.
Hi, how old are you?
I'm 19.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Kind of. Like,
What do you mean by kind of?
I support some aspects and I despise some others, you know?
Okay.
So I support his social policy, but I don't support his policy with Iran and Israel.
So what's your favorite social policy of his?
Regarding LGBTQ and abortion.
Yeah, which policy?
It's not a sect like a specific policy. It's just I'm going to support the candidate that's less likely to.
So you don't support his social policy.
Well, my point is, the point I'm trying to make here is Donald Trump is going to be less likely to support things like.
But that's not what I asked you. You said you support his social policy. I asked you which policy, and then you're telling me there's no policy. That's what I'm asking. Like, that's the part we're getting to. You say you support his policy, and then all of a sudden you're like,
well, let me
there's no policy, right? So you don't support.
Yeah.
So you don't actually support anything Donald Trump is doing. You just support the things that you think Donald Trump feels.
Does Donald Trump support LGBTQ or abortion?
Yep.
He supports those?
Yep.
Okay, so why don't you support Donald Trump then?
Oh, I don't support bad presidents. But yeah, there's like so many tons of reports about Donald Trump's. I'm talking. See, and the sad part is you spent all that time talking over me to ask a question that I was actually in the middle of answering when you cut me off. Isn't that crazy?
Answer it.
Yeah, I was trying to. You have to be an adult and be quiet when I'm speaking, though, okay?
How's it going to know you're answering that question? You mean like read your mind?
How about you just let me finish whatever I'm saying and then we find out?
Little smirk on your face. Yeah, it is gone.
Yeah, I know. I have a cute smirk. I completely understand. I agree with you, okay? But I know you're here to hit on me, but we have other things to take care of. Okay, first, all right? Sound good?
Answer the question. Are you this corny, bro? Like, come on, can we lock in? Like, you can answer the question? Who's more likely to support LGBTQ? Look at your face, bro.
Oh, he ran. Anyways, he ran. Regardless, what I was trying to say before he so rudely cut me off is that Donald Trump doesn't give a fuck about abortion. Donald Trump did the entire thing that he did when it came to abortion, just specifically to get the Christian vote, right? And I think we saw very specifically yesterday with his completely, off the rails, fucking profane, Truth Social post on Easter, that Donald Trump doesn't actually give a shit about Christianity. He doesn't give a shit, okay, about abortion. He doesn't give a shit about any of those things. Donald Trump cares about who he can manipulate, all right? About who he can manipulate in order to get their votes. Just like all of you Christians out there, okay? All of you Christians out there that are somehow still trying to justify, right, voting for Donald Trump, even though he's, on Epstein's island, the guy cheated on his first wife with his second wife with his third wife with his porn star, defrauded children with cancer, okay? Did all of those things, and you still just are like, oh, Donald Trump is the president for Christians. Like, you guys are doing this to yourself, okay? Donald Trump doesn't give a shit, okay, about abortion. Donald Trump's probably paid for more abortions than anybody I know. Like, when I talk about like women getting their punch card for abortions, Donald Trump literally probably could have a free one right now if there was an actual punch card system, okay? Literally. There's actually evidence in the freaking files that he was doing stuff like that, okay? So I don't know what you're talking about, all right? Donald Trump does not give a shit about Christianity. He does not give a shit about any of the Christians. He doesn't care, okay? He doesn't care about abortion, okay? He manipulated you. All right. Donald Trump doesn't give a shit about the LGBTQ plus community either. He only cares about demonizing trans people because his base eats it up. That's all he cares about. Donald Trump's probably never met a trans person outside of, Caitlyn Jenner. Hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
I just want to ask a quick question real fast.
I don't care. How old are you?
Why don't you support?
All right, we're going to move on to the next caller. If you can't answer the question of how old are you, then you don't get to ask any more questions, okay? I'll give you the rhythm of it. Hi, how are you today? How old are you? Why do you still support Trump? All right? That's the rhythm of how we do this. All right. Hello, how are you?
Hey, I called earlier and you called me a 4-year-old. That was my brother, sorry.
This is the exact same person.
That
Yep, you're the exact same person. Okay. You actually sound like you got like I think you need a diaper change. Being very weird. All right. Anyways, hello, how are you?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yes.
Awesome. Why is that?
Because he moved a transgender woman from the women's federal prison to the men's.
And why does that help you?
Because
how does that affect your life in the tiniest, bittiest little thing?
Well, I think it's an important issue, like abortion.
No, I didn't ask that. I asked how it affects you. That was my question.
Well, I think it's an important issue.
I didn't ask if you thought it was an important issue. For the third time, I'll ask the question again. I want let's put on your listening ears, okay? How does that affect you, right? Because Donald Trump is the president. Right now we're at war. Billions of tax dollars are going to other countries. The economy is in the shitter, right? All of these things affect every single person in the United States. And I want to know how one trans person in a prison who's still in a prison, how that affects you.
Well, if I had a daughter, I wouldn't.
Do you have a daughter?
Well, how would you define?
Do you have a daughter?
How do you define?
Do you have a daughter?
What is a daughter?
You said if I had a daughter. I'm asking, do you have a daughter?
Well, what do you mean by the word daughter?
Oh, you're like a real stupid person.
Okay, no, I don't have a daughter.
Okay, so it doesn't affect you. So for the fourth time, how does it affect you?
It makes me mad.
So just your fifis? So just your fifis? You're just sitting at home angry as shit being like, oh my God, there's someone in prison and I want them to be in a different prison. Like that's literally the president of the United States. And the thing that makes you mad is that one person is in a prison and you are happy and it made you mad that they were in. And here's the sad part. How old did you say you were? Sorry. You said you're 20 something?
25.
Okay. Before Donald Trump became president, did you even know that person was in a prison?
Yes.
What's their name?
It was William McLean. It was that video with Ted Cruz.
Gotcha. So you didn't have a clue that someone was in. You didn't even know that someone was in this prison. And then they informed you that somebody was in this prison, right? They informed you of that. Then they told you they moved them. And you were just mad about something you didn't know existed. That's nuts, dude. That is absolutely nuts. In this United States of America, where we have so many things going on, right? So many horrible things going on to everyday Americans, to poor people, to people in the LGBTQ community, to children at schools in Iran. We have all of these horrible things going on, and your concern is one person in prison who you've never met and didn't know existed. That's wild. That's wild. You know the number one cause of bankruptcy in the United States is medical debt. We're the only country on the planet, like the only developed country on the planet that has that problem.
Well, I wanted to have a discussion about whether or not transgender women should be in women's prison.
Here's the discussion. It doesn't affect you, and your little fear mongering on trans people is weird, okay? Because this is a political non-issue. Like truly, it's a political non-issue, right? It's like 0.1% or 0.2% of people in the entire United States are trans, right? Like it's a minuscule number, right? I doubt most of the people that voted for Donald Trump have ever even met a trans person, haven't even met, right? And you guys are just obsessed with it. There's a reason why Donald Trump spent more money on an ad trying to tell you how much Kamala Harris loved trans people, which was based off of one comment she made like 10 years prior that was taken out of context. And he spent $215 million on ads about it. It's a non-issue. Donald Trump literally created an issue for you, right? Made you mad about it. And now it's what you talk about. Okay? Donald Trump has done one thing. So he moved one person from prison and he kicked 10 people out of the NCAA in sports that you've never fucking heard of. And most of them weren't even playing. He's done nothing. While he literally simultaneously raises your taxes, fucks up the entire world economy, and fucking gives tax breaks to rich people. Like, what are we doing here, man?
All right.
No, seriously, what are we doing here, man? What are we doing here? That you guys are so obsessed with trans people. Like, why? Why is a group of people who's not hurting anyone, okay, as a whole, not hurting anyone, okay, like for some reason take priority for you in your brain over the actual real problems we're having in this country? Why is that?
Well, some of them are hurting people.
Who?
Do you know who Demi Minor is?
Nope.
Is a transgender inmate that was moved from the men's to the women's prison that impregnated 2 women.
And that hurt who?
The 2 women that got impregnated.
Were they sexually assaulted? And just let you know, I will fact check you.
Okay, look it up.
I asked you a question. Were they?
I'm not sure.
So 2 people had consensual sex and that hurt them? Sir, have you ever had consensual sex? It's not supposed to hurt. Well, I mean, unless you're kind of into that sort of thing, which, I mean, more power to you.
Well, I don't think
like
that
get after it. You know what I'm saying? Like, I'm all for it. I'm just saying, if you're into that sort of thing, like, go for it.
Well, can I ask you a question?
About what?
Do you think a 6'2" man or biological male genitalia, who is convicted of raping a 17-year-old woman, possessed images of children getting violently raped?
I think that person should be. I think that person should be put down.
Well, under the Biden administration, that person was moved from the men's to the.
I don't care which prison they're in. I don't think they should be in prison whatsoever. I think they should be taken out back and executed. I could give a shit what prison they're in. Why is what prison they're in the problem? They're a violent criminal. They should be in prison, or they should really be executed. They're horrible. But you think that people that commit crimes like that against children like should be in prison, right? Because Donald Trump is currently covering up the Epstein files that he's mentioned in over 100,000 times. That is the largest child sex trafficking scandal that has ever existed on our fucking planet. And Donald Trump is covering it up. So you're worried about which prison a freaking sex offender it is, while the guy you support is covering up, and where there's a whole bunch of people who are literally doing the same thing, if not worse, to younger people, and Donald Trump is covering them up so they're not even in prison at all? Are you kidding me?
Well, the Democrats controlled the House from 2019 to January of 2025. They could have released the files.
No, they couldn't have. And even if they could have, what does that have to do with right now?
Well, I thought the House has subpoena power too.
Not to release files on an active investigation.
Are you referring to Glenstein Maxwell?
That's not her name.
Wait, why couldn't they have done it?
Because it was an active investigation. You can't release files on an active investigation.
Then how come the Trump administration was able to?
Because her appeals ended and it was no longer an active investigation. That's how.
Okay. All right, I'm gonna head off.
Okay, bye.
I don't know how do I exit out?
I got you. Don't worry about it. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. I really don't know how we're still talking about this. It's really kind of like, it's really kind of throwing me off how we're still talking about this. Like, guys, stop listening to just everything the Trump administration tells you, man. Like, it's crazy. Uh-oh. I just took myself out of focus on the wrong camera. It's crazy, dude. It was an active investigation. You can't release files in an active investigation. All right? It's just that simple. It ended in December. Donald Trump took over in January. Now he can release them. Piece of cake. Okay? You know who's not? And here's another thing for you, just so I'll let you know. You know who's not in the files? Joe Biden. So why would he be the one trying to cover them up? What you guys are telling me is Joe Biden, who's not in the files, was trying to cover them up. And Donald Trump, who's in the files 100,000 times, isn't? What are you talking about? What are you talking about? This is crazy. Anyways, y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button. If you like support, I do have super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. All at Polypolitics. Live gift goal. We're almost to those hat and mustaches. Thank you so much there for you guys who have who donated to those, Savannah and everybody. We are trying to clear out some of that gift gallery as we start out today early too, so I really appreciate you guys on that. And we're going to try to keep this thing going. We're going to try to keep this thing going. All right. Yeah, like how much you join the real world, people? Can we join the real world? Can we join the real world? Not whatever world Trump is in. Can we try? Can we try? Can we stop with the butt Biden just every once in a while? Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
I'm 16.
Nope. Have a good one. Hello, how are you?
Hey, great. How's it going tonight?
It's going great. How old are you?
53.
You say 53?
Yeah.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I'm sorry?
I said, do you still support Trump?
Yes, very much so.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, if it wasn't for him and people he's been working with, you and I very likely wouldn't be alive or have the ability to speak and say anything that we'd want to.
And under what are you saying that? Like how, like what?
Well, do you recall President Trump walking across a demilitarized zone to shake hands with Kim Jong-un during his first term?
Unfortunately, yes.
So do you remember the rhetoric that was occurring just prior to that?
Yep.
And if and then of course we've seen what has happened since then. We haven't faced any kind of a threat from North Korea.
They were testing the same missiles. They made an agreement with Donald Trump, made an agreement with him to stop testing missiles. They started testing those missiles again 6 days later. And within 6 months, they literally shot a missile over one of our bases in Japan.
You're not exactly hearing what I'm saying, I don't think. We haven't been facing any kind of a threat from North Korea since that time.
We are facing
just prior to that, we were facing a very real threat of a nuclear war.
We were not. No, we weren't. I mean, no more than we are right now. Like no more than we are right now. We're still under the threat of a nuclear war from North Korea any fucking day. We're literally at the exact same point that we were before, except for, you know, with a more legitimized Kim Jong-un.
How do you support that statement?
How do I support what statement? The fact that we're just at the same point we were before? Yeah, it's easy. They were testing missiles that could threaten the United States. Donald Trump went and met with them. Right after that, they started testing missiles that threatened the United States. And they were literally just testing missiles and sending them in the Pacific. What, like 6-7 months ago? It was just recent. They haven't stopped. You just don't hear about him because Donald Trump is too busy starting wars in Venezuela and fucking Iran, right? He's too busy fighting all these other wars and then, and cozying up to Putin. So there's no time to hear about North Korea. They just lowered on the totem pole of people's agendas and care. Yeah, that's pretty much all it is.
Wait, could you unpack that a little bit, please?
That was the unpacking of it. Which part would you like me to unpack further?
Yeah, you've kind of touched on a few different sort of subjects in that statement there. Because I guess the point I was making is that just prior to Trump meeting with Kim Jong-un, and he had a meeting with Kim Jong-un in Singapore as well, and established a peaceful relationship with that country. Prior to that, we're facing a very real threat from the country. They were making open threats against the United States. And that was really just kind of removed as a problem since about 2019. We haven't had any kind of a threat from North Korea whatsoever. And
yes, we have many times. All right.
When?
Every 6 months or so?
Wait, you're saying that North Korea has been threatening the United States every 6 months?
But they always put out some video about how they're going to destroy the United States. They always have some propaganda going out. They were just trying to drop leaflets in South Korea talking about anti-United States. This was all just last year.
Where did you see that?
Sir, everywhere. What are you talking about? Here's the spot right here. Literally, we were talking about freaking the tensions where it's rising on the peninsula in 2023, right here.
But how is that North Korea? That's not North Korea threatening to destroy the United States.
It's North Korea threatening to destroy South Korea, which would automatically bring us into a war with the United States.
Well, they've been doing that since the 1940s. But my point being is that North Korea was openly threatening to attack the United States, and tensions were rising.
What has changed? Sir, tensions weren't rising. Tensions weren't rising. Tensions were exactly the same as they were before and after. The tensions did not change at all. What is different from North Korea's threat to the United States now and the difference between now and before he went over there? Because there is none. They continue to friggin' develop missiles in order to hit the United States western coast. They continue to develop their nuclear weapons arsenal in order to be able to make sure they could hit the west coast of the United States. Okay, they are continually within their propaganda within their country talking about how they hate America, how they're anti-American, and how they're anti-West.
How do you see North Korea propaganda when they're close
Asia
to
Times, all sorts of stuff, sir. Just because friggin' they're a lockdown country doesn't mean nothing gets in and out.
I haven't seen any North Korean propaganda whatsoever. I've been working in journalism for the past 35 years.
Okay, well, hear about this. How about here, where literally it's talking about Iran using North Korea's weapons against us? How about that? The ones that are literally being supplied by North Korea in the war we're in right now.
Well, it kind of feels like we started this conversation in Michigan, but now we're in Ohio because
nope, we're still in Michigan. You just said they are not being a threat to the United. No, pardon me. No, not pardon you. You respond to what I said.
Then read my mind and tell me what I was about to say.
I don't care what you were getting ready to say because you're not responding to what I'm saying. You're saying that we're off topic. You're saying that North Korea is not a threat to the United States, and I am literally showing you. No, shh. And I am literally.
I'll tell you what I said is
I don't care. Be quiet. Let me finish my sentence.
And bear in mind.
All right, I'll just mute you. It's fine, sir. I'm trying to finish my sentence. And if you don't want to hear it, then everybody else can hear it. But I'm not going to sit here and talk over and over and over with you. You said that thanks to Donald Trump, they were no longer a threat to the United States, that tensions were rising. And then Donald Trump went over there, that he talked to him. And all of a sudden now there's no threat. And I am showing you how they are literally fueling and funding and giving weapons to the country who is literally shooting down our jets right now. How is that a de-escalation?
How many jets did Iran shoot down?
How is that a de-escalation?
Wait, how many jets?
How is that a de-escalation?
Man, talking to you liberals is like...
I'm not a liberal. Talking to you is like talking to an actual dumb person. How is that a de-escalation?
Well, see, my point is that if it wasn't for President Trump and if Hillary Clinton had won the election in 2016, she would not have de-escalated the tensions in North Korea. They would have increased, and we would have engaged in nuclear war.
Gotcha. So now you're the one with the crystal ball.
That's my point. Instead,
no.
President
So now
Trump
you're the one with the crystal ball. Now apparently, sir, you are telling me what would have happened if Hillary Clinton became president. That's what you're telling me. If Hillary Clinton had become president, you are Miss Cleo with a crystal ball, and we would have been at war. Is this very, very similar to how we would have been at war 100% with Iran if Kamala Harris became president? Remember when like Donald Trump said that? When JD Vance said that? When Donald Trump and JD Vance said, we 100% will be at war with Iran if Kamala Harris becomes president? Kind of like that?
My point is that if it wasn't for Trump establishing a peaceful relationship with North Korea, you very likely would have been atomized by now.
Sir, I wish I was atomized instead of hearing this crazy talk. I would literally rather be atomized than to be hearing this horse shit. Okay? Like literally. North Korea was never going to try to nuke the United States. They were never going to try to hit the west coast of the United States. The reason that they won't do that is because China won't back them. All right. And if China, without China's backing, the United States military would literally turn North Korea into absolutely nothing. All Donald Trump did was legitimize a dictator, which he has a tendency to do, right? Go over there talking about little Rocket Man and writing them love letters and all that sort of stuff, right? That's all he did. He legitimized them. They weren't going to try to nuke us before. They weren't trying to nuke us afterwards. Okay? Wasn't going to happen. All right? And now they're fueling the war against us through a full proxy. All right?
Day on the news. Hey, bro, you got to learn how to shut your mouth, man. You can't have a discussion like this. There's no wonder your area code 720. I lived in Steamboat Springs for 20 years, man. I know all about Colorado and everything that state's turning into, and probably why you and another person with a 720 area code are doing the exact same thing right now. And you don't really have the education or the real backing to support any of your arguments. You made
I have literal degrees in international relations. This is literally my strong suit. Like literally, this is exactly my strong suit. Okay. You're reading what you heard on Fox News. First of all, you have no education in this whatsoever. And second of all, sir, you can make a phone number from literally anywhere on the planet. You know, you don't need to be in Colorado in order to do that, right? It sounds like you just, and what I'm hearing in my chat is that other 720 number, who is my girlfriend, just absolutely dog walked you like you're getting dog walked right now in this conversation. And so you came over here to fucking whine, but I'm not here to freaking appease you. Okay. I'm not here to make you feel better after my girlfriend just walked you all up and down alive.
Just stay on the point.
I did stay on the point. North Korea is just as much of a threat as they were before, and it's equal their chance right now that they decide to freaking launch missiles at California as it was 10 years ago. It's just equal. It's actually more likely now because their weapons have actually increased and their weapons capability has actually increased. All right?
Dude, before Trump won the election, North Korea was openly threatening to destroy the United States with nuclear exchange, and it was on the news every single night. After Trump got elected and met with Kim Jong-un, he brought down the temperature. If you saw Trump's speech today, he even brought up North Korea, and he said during that speech, yes, I have a good relationships. You know, the thing is that a lot of you liberals forget is that you think that saying respectful language to somebody means that you like them or you love them or that they're your best friends. No, you respect them, which means you understand who they are. Like you respect a poisonous
Sir,
snake,
I really could not give a fuck about anything that you're fucking saying right now. Like, truthfully.
Of course not, because you don't want to listen to anything that makes sense.
Sir, you're not making any sense. You're whining and crying like a fucking child. And I would like to get back to politics. Yes, you are the one. And I would like to get back to a part where we're actually talking about politics and actually talking about international affairs than for you to be like, you little liberals hurt my fucking feelings. Man, you little liberals hurt you should talk to me in a way that I like more. Stop fucking whining like a fucking child and talk about fucking politics, okay? It's really, really sad to listen to you guys just fucking sit here and cry and cry and whine and whine and whine and whine and whine. It's literally ridiculous.
Man, dude, you should go on the Piers Morgan show. You'd be great. You could just babble the three other talking heads making noise, and everybody thinking they're so important.
Sir, either get back on politics or I'm just going to hang up with you because I literally do not have the patience to listen to you cry one more second. If you want to go cry,
What am I crying
call your
about,
fucking,
dude?
call your
What am I
boyfriend,
crying
call
about?
your dad, call whoever you got to fucking call. But I literally am so overhearing your whiny voice. But while
What am I
you're over
crying
here
about,
whining,
man?
while
You're so
over here
overhearing
whining,
an argument
while
that you
you're
can't
over here
win, and you
whining,
can't acknowledge facts.
while you're over here whining, I'm going to put this on the fucking screen where it literally sits here and talks about all of the threats that North Korea, okay, has given towards the United States since Donald Trump met with Kim Jong-un. Okay? Right here, he's threatening them. Here, they're testing weapons against the United States. Blah, 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 blah. And it just continues through 2019, through 2020, through 2021. Oh, we're almost at 2021. Yep, there you go. Right here where they're a separate state warns Washington faces a crisis beyond control, and where they're sitting there threatening the United States. They're threatening the United States in 2019, 21, 22. They never stopped freaking threatening the United States. It never happened. Okay? This is why I want to talk about politics, not listen to you whine. Jesus Christ. Yo, make sure you guys hit the follow button, hit the subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Beat, thank you so much for the $5. Said, bro answered, how have the tensions changed? With tensions would have changed if another universe picked Hillary. Yeah, on a different timeline where Hillary got elected, that guy saying the tensions would have been worse. Like, cool, man, thanks. Why don't you go to that timeline? Hello, how are you?
Great, thank you.
Hi, how are you?
I'm fine, thank you.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I support Trump.
Awesome. How old are you?
40,
Awesome. Why do you still support Trump?
because he's the president of the United States.
So what?
So he's our leader.
So what?
That's what every rational person would do.
A rational person supports a leader just because they're the leader?
Yeah, and more so because I'm a Christian.
So you would have supported like Hitler if you were in Germany because he was the leader?
It's not as black and white as you think.
No, you just made it black and white. You literally just said you support him because he's the leader and only because of the leader. And it doesn't matter how bad he is, you're just going to support the leader because he's the leader.
So can I make my point?
Can you answer my question? I asked you a
I support him
question.
because he's the leader. And
Yeah,
because
and
my
I asked you
brother
if you
said
would
I
have
support
supported
everybody
Hitler.
who governs,
Yeah,
who is
and
the
I asked
leader.
you if you would have supported Hitler if you were in Germany because he was the leader.
There is cause support and there's rational support.
Was that English?
Yeah, there is divine support and there is human support.
Yeah, I'm asking
And I'm
about
talking
human
about-
supporting. I don't believe you have the right for divine support. I don't think you have that ability.
I have the ability because it's given to me by God and commanded in His Word.
Oh, so you speak for God. Okay, cool. Hey, God, can you answer a question for me? Why are all those children dying in Iran right now?
Because God is God. You want to be God?
No, you said you speak for God. You just said that. So since you speak for God and you have the ability to have divine support, I would like you to let me know why Donald Trump is killing all these innocent children in Iran and why your God lets it happen and why you're supporting the guy who's doing it. Because he has divine support, right?
Because there's sin in the world and sin has consequences.
No,
God.
sin did not kill those children. A Tomahawk missile shot by Donald Trump did.
Yeah, because of sin.
Oh, so you're saying that Donald Trump is sin. That might be the only thing that you actually said that I actually agree with.
I don't support him because he's perfect. I support him because he's my leader.
Gotcha. So again, sir, you would support Donald Trump and you'd support Hitler if you were in Germany because he's the leader. See how we just made it all the way back, got nowhere?
And I will still tell him what the Word of God says about leaders who do evil things, though I support him as my leader.
Yeah. What does the Bible say about people who covet money over anything else? Or people who commit adultery, or people who steal, or people who kill, or people who, don't, use the Lord's name in vain, or, do profane things and sexually assault people. What does the Bible say about all those things? Because Donald Trump does all of those things and you seem to not mind.
I don't say I didn't mind. I didn't say that.
Well, you're still supporting him.
The issue
So
of, the issue
you
of
don't
support
mind.
is not because I mind or not.
Well, you must
The Bible
not.
says
Because
God,
see, I
God
mind.
would,
See, I mind. That's why I don't support Trump. See, like I care about Donald Trump doing all of those things, right? I do care that he's doing all those
do
things
you know a
because
single
my
leader who has
actual
led this
morals,
country from
because
its
my
founding
actual
days
morals,
who
because
did not
my
do evil
actual
things?
morals, because my actual morals tell me those things are bad. But I guess maybe you, with your religion and your divine support, don't believe those things are bad?
And my question is, do you know a single leader in the world who doesn't do evil things? Does that mean we should overthrow our governments and have no leaders?
Yeah, sure. The other leaders in the world that aren't doing horrible things, like I have no problem supporting them because they're not doing fucking horrible things. Do they make mistakes? Absolutely.
Who is that leader?
But
Who is that leader? Can I get the
there's
name of the
fucking
leader?
most of them, dude. What are you fucking talking about? What horrible thing is
Oh,
the
come
president
on,
of
man.
Norway
Come
doing
on.
right now?
But back to Trump.
No,
I
no.
don't support
What
Trump because
horrible
he's perfect.
thing is the leader of Norway doing right now? I asked you a question.
Every leader has something
No.
that you're doing that
Tell
is
me
wrong.
then. Then tell me. Then
In
tell
fact,
me.
in fact, the God you say I talk on his behalf tells me in his word that all have
No,
sinned and
tell me who
fallen
it is.
short of his
You
glory.
said name a leader.
Every
I'm
human
giving you
being
one.
has sinned and
You
fallen
said
short of the
name a
glory of
leader.
God.
I'm giving you one.
And I'm telling you that that leader is a human who seems like every other human and is short of God's glory.
Oh, gotcha. So we should just put everybody on a same playing field. So next we should just elect, like the next Charles Manson, because it doesn't really matter that they're a serial killer and a murderer because they're all the same and they're all even and they all fell short, right? So it doesn't matter.
And my point is, we have laws that govern humans, and we have laws that govern the divine. And if the divine says something about the laws that govern the divine, which obviously governs all of us, whether we like it or not, I will ascribe to divine laws because at the end of the day, they would manifest amongst us, whether we like it or not.
You're not saying anything that fucking makes a single bit of sense. You are just word salad. You are just a giant word salad that is literally not saying a motherfucking thing, dude. You said that whole sentence, right? And that whole run-on sentence, and not a single thing in there was worth even the breath that it took for you to say it.
Okay, let me say it in a simpler way. Do you know any
I don't want you to say it in a simpler way. I want you to say it in a smarter way.
Do you know anyone who is in power that has not been given to him by God? Anyone?
Yes, all of them.
Tell me anybody.
All of them.
All of them?
Yeah.
How?
Because Satan put them there. Can I get 666? Can I get Hail Satan in the chat? 666 in the chat. Hail Satan's in the chat. They were put there by Satan.
So you believe in Satan? But whatever you say, God's word is clear about that. In Romans chapter 13, verse 1, he says,
Actually,
every
Satan's
authority
talking to me
that
right now. I'm
exists
getting
has been
some divine
established by God.
intervention. I'm getting some divine intervention from Satan, and he's telling me that you actually belong to him. Yeah, he said you're a false prophet.
You know that, right?
Yeah, he said you're a false prophet, and that Satan actually has you. So, sir, I don't know if we're supposed to be believing. Guys, if you're a Christian, you better stay away from this guy. Satan just told me, all right, and we talk all the time. He told me that this guy's a fake prophet. Okay.
And I know him very well because he's a liar. He comes to kill.
I know you know him very well. You're like his best friend.
And he's whispering lies in your ears right now.
You're like his best friend, dude. That doesn't surprise me at all.
No wonder there are so many lies in your shows because your promoter is Satan.
Stop talking. I don't care about any of this, sir. I don't believe in your God, okay? But I do know this about your God, is that your God wouldn't support somebody like Donald Trump, okay? Because I've read the Bible cover to cover many, many times, okay? And the one thing that the Bible does, shush. When adults are talking, children are quiet. Quiet. All right, I'll just mute you. That's fine. Not a big deal, okay? One thing that your Bible says cover to cover is it tells you specifically who you should not follow, and Donald Trump hits about every single one of those things it tells you not to fucking follow, okay? If you are still a Christian and you support Donald Trump, you are either not a Christian, okay? You are not a Christian. No, you're just not a Christian. I don't believe that you can support Donald Trump and be a Christian. I'm just going to leave it there. I truly don't. I do not believe that you can take people's food away from them, take their health care away from them, start fucking wars where children are fucking getting killed, fucking, you know, like fucking lock children in fucking concentration camps. I don't believe that you can actually be a Christian and believe all of those things. 100%. So if you support Trump, you are 100% and unequivocally a fake Christian. And do not try to come up here and fucking claim that you are a fucking Christian to me, because you're a fucking liar. Okay? You're a fucking liar. 100%.
Placed there by Satan, not by God. And that Satan is now the one helping God to place leaders in where they should be.
I do not care. Shut up. Anyways, y'all, we're going to move on to the next conversation. I really, really appreciate you guys. Make sure you hit that follow and hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Love you guys. Shay, thank you so much for those hat and mustaches earlier, lighting up the gift gallery over there. We're trying to light up the hand hearts now too. Not you, Shay, somebody. But we're trying to light up thank you so much, Shay. W's the chat for Shay. We're trying to light up the hand hearts over there too. So really, if you guys like support, I really appreciate that. Also, speaking of support, Dougie, thank you so much for the super chat. Says just showing some support. I really, really appreciate that. And Leo, thank you so much for the $2 just for the donation. Thank you so much. I appreciate that also. So if you guys like support, yeah, we can keep this thing going. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Good. How old are you?
Do I have to answer that?
No, but you do have to leave. Hello, how are you?
I'm doing good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I am 25.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
I voted for him, and I supported him up until a few months ago.
Well, I'm glad. I guess now, after the sexual assault and the defrauding of children's cancer charities and a felon and cheating on every wife he's ever known and campaign finance laws, I'm glad that finally, after all of these things he did, you finally found something to not support him. Sounds great. But I am going to move on, all right? Appreciate you. Hello, how are you?
Good, how are you?
Doing, you just called. You didn't answer the age question before. Hot Dog Bitfrost, really appreciate you guys. Also, thank you guys so much. Dude, stop calling. If you're going to join up, please just You didn't answer the age question before. Hello?
Hello.
Hi, how old are you?
33.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Of course.
Why is that?
He's the best president that we ever had, the realest president that we ever had.
Which one wasn't real? Because I'm pretty sure all of our presidents were real.
No, I mean real, like what he says he does.
What he says he does, like when he said he was going to lower grocery prices or lower gas costs or in the war between Ukraine and Russia, like all those things?
If you want to talk, you hit on gas prices. If you look at under Biden, we had the highest gas prices under Biden, not under Trump.
Donald Trump said, if you elect me into office, I will lower your gas prices. Gas prices are higher than when he took office.
It was higher under Biden.
It is not higher than when Donald Trump took office. Donald Trump didn't say, Donald Trump didn't run his campaign and say, hey, if you elect me, I'll make gas prices higher than they are now, but lower than they were a couple years ago, did he?
Listen, how many Democrats said the same thing? And it was a
I
lot
don't give
higher.
a shit how many Democrats say the same thing.
Look
Your
at New
claim,
York.
sir,
Look at California.
Your claim is that Donald Trump does what he says. I'm not making a claim that any Democrat does what they said. You're making the claim that Donald Trump does all the things that he says. So therefore, you have to tell me how Donald Trump said he was going to lower grocery price or lower gas prices if elected, and since he's been elected, gas prices have gone up.
The only reason it's going up right now, if you're talking about now in this moment, yes, it's because of the war.
Even before the war, there was more months when
we know that for a fact.
Yeah, even before the war.
If you compare your boy Biden
He's not my boy. I don't give a shit about Biden. Sir, if you can't talk about Donald Trump without talking about Biden, then guess what, sir? If you can't talk about Donald Trump and his gas prices without talking about Biden, then guess what? You don't actually support him.
We're going to compare.
I don't want to compare. I don't give a shit about Biden.
But make a comparison.
I don't give a fuck about Biden.
Make a comparison.
Why? I don't give a fuck about Biden.
You care about Biden?
I don't give a shit about Biden. Why would I give a shit about Biden?
Didn't you vote for him?
So what?
Didn't you vote for him?
What's that to do with anything?
Oh, what do you mean? What does that have to do with anything?
I voted for Kamala Harris. I don't give a shit about her either.
You don't care about who?
Kamala Harris? I voted for her too.
You voted for her? You're a fool.
I voted for Hillary Clinton. Can't really even stand her.
What has she done?
I don't even like her. I voted for Hillary Clinton. I don't even like her.
Why? Why did you vote for her too?
Because she still would have been better than Donald Trump.
Oh, come on, bro.
Biden was better than Donald Trump. Kamala Harris would have been better than Donald Trump. Literally, they all would have been. So why don't you just talk about the fact that Donald Trump, you said, and I want to be very clear, because you keep trying to move off the topic. Okay, so we're gonna
I'm not trying to move off the topic.
Yes, we are.
I'm still
Let's level set. Let's level set. Let's level set. Your statement was Donald Trump does what he says he is going to do. That was your statement. Okay. If your statement is Donald Trump does what he says he's going to do, then it does not matter what Biden did. Okay. Because Biden has nothing to do with what Donald Trump said he was going to do. Okay. Donald Trump said he would lower your gas prices. He didn't say, but Biden, well, actually, he probably did right after that. But he said, Donald Trump said, I will lower your gas prices. So if he said he would lower your gas prices and gas prices are higher, then he's not doing what he said he was going to do. That's the end of it. That's the whole conversation.
Okay. After when he got his second presidency, which no other president did, versus Biden, he did lower the gas prices.
Incorrect. Actually, all the way through October.
Everybody on this chat right now, everybody in this channel, I'm going to just say the channel. This channel right now, if you look up Biden versus Trump gas prices.
Oh my God.
You see the graph.
Sir.
I'm
gas prices.
Right
listen. We can get into the Biden administration. I don't care. If gas.
No.
Listen.
I just want to make a comparison.
No, be quiet. Be quiet. You don't seem to get it. So I'm going to explain it to you one more time, and I'm hoping this can seep into your brain somehow. Okay? I'm going to try really hard. I know you're fighting intelligence. You're like, intelligence is chasing you, and you're just a little bit faster. Okay? No, listen. Listen. I'm going to mute you. 3, 2, 1.
The truth.
Muted. Okay, now no one can hear you because you want to act like a child. Okay? Gas prices could have been $100,000 a gallon under the Biden administration. Okay? If gas was $100,000 a gallon under the Biden administration, it still doesn't mean that Donald Trump did what he said he was going to do. It does not matter.
He lowered up.
It does not fucking matter. Even if gas was $100 million a fucking ounce under the Biden administration, Donald Trump still didn't do what he said he was going to do. Still didn't. And let's also be clear, it was like that well before the war. Actually, the first month that Donald Trump actually had gas prices lower than when he took office was actually October. So he had it for October, November, December, January, and then started a war. So 4 months of his 14 months as president has his gas prices actually been lower than when the Biden administration left office. So no, sir, he did not do what he said he was going to do. You're wrong.
Are you looking when Biden was under control, how high the gas prices was? And you're from California. You guys were suffering over there.
Oh, so you're a fan because I literally nowhere in this conversation said I was from California.
Are you nuts?
So you literally are just a fan. So you know all of this.
No, I'm not a fan.
Because I haven't said one time in this entire conversation that I'm from California. which means that you watch me enough to know that. So you actually know that all the things that you're saying are actually, so you actually know that the things that you're saying are actually bullshit because you watch me enough to know where I'm from, which means that you watch me enough to know that that's bullshit.
I don't even have to know you. I know the gas prices under Biden.
He a fan. No,
it's no fan.
Freaking ass nigga. He's a 69 God.
Come on, bro. The gas prices were over $10 a gallon under California under Biden.
Over $10 a gallon.
Over $10 a gallon.
Yeah, why not make it 20?
In California.
Yeah, why not make it 20?
See?
Yeah, fuck it. Why not 50?
And another thing,
guys, in California, gas was $87 a fucking dozen. All right, $87 a dozen. All the way through California.
Listen, it was a lot lower under Biden. Right now, is a lot lower.
Right, it was lower under Biden. You were 100% correct.
You guys are saving money right now because if Kamala was president right now, it would have been $20.
Yeah, fuck it, 50, 70, $100.
You don't care.
Yeah, $1 million.
The thing is, anything that Trump does, you're gonna complain about it. That guy.
You probably would have actually had to have changed. Like every time you went to the gas station, you would have had to brought one of your children and just dropped them off at the gas station. Now they belong to the gas station trolls.
You're talking stupid right now, bro. You are so
Sir, I'm literally talking like you, so yeah, no, I guess you're right. I am talking like you, so I guess that actually does make sense.
And you're talking about 666, and you talk to Satan, all that stuff, man.
Oh, you talk to Satan too?
God, Jesus, I'm telling you right now.
That's why my gas prices are so much better than yours, because Satan controls the oil market.
No, Satan's controlling you. He's not controlling nobody else. So. He's controlling you.
That'd be great.
And anybody that talks about Jesus in front of you or anything, you talk about Satan. All of a sudden, 666. Everybody in the
Does
chat.
That hurt your feelings?
666.
Yeah, let's get 666 in the chat. Sounds great.
Bro. No, bro, don't say that shit, man.
Yeah, let's get 666 in the chat. This guy apparently likes 666 in the chat so much. Let's throw 666 in the chat. Let's do it.
Come on, man. What?
Oh, we're just getting some more 666s out there for you.
Bro, children are listening to you, and you're talking about 666 and the devil and all that stuff, man. Come on, bro. Come on. Grow up.
I am grown up.
Stop acting stupid.
Grown up people talk. Grown up people talk to the devil. That's how that works. Yeah.
No, you do.
Sir,
don't talk about anybody else.
Be quiet.
You're your own person.
Quiet. Sir, be
you're
quiet.
Your own person.
Sir,
you know what?
Be quiet.
Thank God.
All right, I'll just mute you. Sir, I don't even believe in Satan because I don't believe in your fucking religion. Okay? I don't believe in your religion, so I don't believe in your God or your Satan. That's not how that works. Okay? I don't just like choose not to believe in one side and not the other. Okay? Your whole shit is a fucking fairy tale, and I don't fucking care about it. Okay? I couldn't give a shit. All right? You want to go believe it? Go do it on your own fucking time. Okay? But the only reason, all right, that gas prices were high under the Biden administration, well, I guess 2 reasons. 3 reasons, technically. 1, COVID. 2, the Russia-Ukraine war. 3, Donald Trump's horrible deal. And honestly, it's in the reverse order. Donald Trump's OPEC Plus deal was actually the #1 reason why gas prices were so high under the Biden administration. But you know that because you're a fan. All right? You know that because you're a fan.
All right, but listen to this. He could have controlled that. Biden, it wasn't even controlling the country. That guy was the dumbest fucking president that we ever had in our whole fucking history. And you know that
deal had nothing to do with controlling the country.
Dumbest fucking president. And you know what? You're so dumb enough to vote for Kamala, another dumbass fucking vice president that never done nothing for the country. What was the biggest accomplishment?
Reducing the recidivism rate, freaking reducing the amount of asylum seeking come from the Northern Triangle. Literally tie-breaking vote for the largest infrastructure bill ever in American history.
Man. You're smart enough. What was the biggest accomplishment?
I literally just named 3. I literally just named 3. Literally just did. I literally just listed 3 major accomplishments. Why? If you're not going to listen,
I'm talking about
if you're not going to listen, sir, I'm muting you, and this is the last time I do it. Next time I have to mute you, I'm just hanging up. Okay? Sound good? I'm not doing this again. You have to have enough self-control to listen to what I say in order to hear my answer on things. And if you just want to remember, then you're never going to hear an
I'm not
answer to a
remembering.
single thing. All right, well, there you go. Then you're never going to hear a single answer to anything. All right? But I answered your question. I answered what Kamala Harris did. I answered why gas prices were high. I showed you how you were wrong, and you're just a troll, I'm pretty sure. I'm pretty sure you're just a troll. T Feezy, thank you so much for the $6.66 over on Cash App. I really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Big W's in the chat for the 666. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys would like to support the live, I do have pay links in the bio, like what T Feezy did. Shay, thank you so much for Shay, thank you so much for the for clearing out the hand hearts over there to lighten that up. And Bit for the donuts. I really appreciate that. Also, Dibs in the chat for Shay. Let's see if we can clear out these hand heart goals. Thank you so much, Hot Dog. And yeah, we're gonna attack that gift gallery today too. If you guys would like support, I do have super chats, super stickers, also pay links in the bio. Live gift goal. We're gonna keep running these things. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Scott, thank you so much for the $2. Says Jesus was the son of God, Trump is the son of Satan. Don't you dare talk bad about Satan like that ever again. Okay? But Satan was having Trump's butt baby at one point. That part is true. Thank you so much, Scott. And Truth, thank you so much for the $20 super chat. Really appreciate that. Said gas prices are now $6.66 a gallon. Hail Satan. Hail Satan. I hope they if somebody like it probably will be California where they hit like $6 or something. So when it finally does hit $6.66 in California, somebody better send me a picture so I can put it up. And thank you so much, Truth, for the support. Really means a lot. Really, really. And Cowboy, thank you so much for the mystery gift also. I appreciate that. Hello, how are you?
Good.
Awesome. How old are you?
27.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yep.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, I think he closed up the border, deregulated the gas industry. Let's see what else. He's trying to at least bring back manufacturing jobs and is taking measures to combat breaks. So there's that.
I don't think he's doing a singular one of those things. How's he trying to do? Which one do you want to start with? How's he bringing back manufacturing jobs by literally destroying U.S. U.S. manufacturing? Like literally his tariffs are doing the exact opposite of that.
Well, not really, because he is bringing back some jobs for some automobile industries.
No, literally the automobile industry is literally tanking jobs. Like literally Donald Trump's job numbers report for last year is the only thing that I think even put him positive when it came to job creation. And that includes manufacturing. We're down in manufacturing. We're way down in service. We're down in construction jobs. We're down in everything. He hasn't brought back any jobs. We're hemorrhaging jobs.
Is that because of AI though? Or is that because of manufacturing plants coming in?
Probably a lot of both. Yeah.
Well, most of the jobs that are down is because of AI, but that's, I mean, how can you stop progress in an innovative new field? Like whenever just machines in general replace humans for manual jobs, how could you combat that?
Yeah. Okay. So let's just say that your theory on that is correct. Then you're admitting that Donald Trump isn't bringing back manufacturing jobs because AI is taking them. So you just proved your own point wrong.
Well, he's bringing plants in. So
what would it matter if plants come in if jobs don't?
Well, that's what I just said. If AI is going to be the future, and there's no way to combat that, because if you don't do it, then the competitors are going to do it.
Cool. So Donald Trump isn't bringing back manufacturing jobs.
Okay, but he's bringing back manufacturing in general.
He is not. Name one plant.
It's been a while since I saw it, but I remember seeing a few articles last year about a couple plants. I would have to look it up.
Yeah, there was. Donald Trump did announce quite a few plants, and all of those plants were announced under the Biden administration years prior, and he just got on television and took claim for them.
So they announced them years prior, but they actually decided to build them during the Trump administration?
Nope, they announced them and decided to build them under the Biden administration, and Biden just didn't get on stage and say that we were doing it. Donald Trump did. So they didn't come back because of Donald Trump or anything that Donald Trump did. They all came back because of Biden, and Donald Trump just decided to take credit for it.
But you don't think that friction with tariffs would lower the demand of products from overseas?
Lower the demand? Absolutely not.
So if it's just that much more expensive to get, let's say, like a couch or something from overseas, they wouldn't just resort to an American-made one?
So you think if we put like a 10% tariff on a couch made at Vietnam, then somebody who could have bought that couch for $100 now has to pay $110 is going to abandon that and buy a $500 American couch?
Maybe. Well, at least Ford, by the looks of it, is staying stable.
You know what that reminds me of? You guys ever see that like
company.
Tracy Morgan thing where he's like, I'll have an apple juice, and they're like, we don't have apple juice, and he's like, well, then I'll have a what do you say, a vodka tonic or something like that? Like that's like what it sounds like to me. Like, sir, Donald Trump did not put any tariff on that was high enough in order to make people move to US manufactured goods. The cost of the US manufactured goods are still significantly higher. Not to mention a lot of the things that he put tariffs on aren't even made in the United States. So you still just have to buy them from overseas.
Sure, but it creates some friction. Like, at least there's an effort in place to stop the incursion from China and India just taking all of it.
Yeah, that would be like, like making an effort to, hook up with Halle Berry by, punching my own wall or something. I mean, I guess technically it's an effort, but it's not really going to do anything.
I mean, it brings in like billions of dollars from those products, so it does something. And
who pays those tariffs?
Sometimes to stay competitive, they lower the what's it called, the margin, the margin that they make. So
no, they don't. Yeah,
the suppliers,
U.S. importers pay the tariffs. And I think the Kiel Institute did a study that said something like 98% of all tariff money was paid by the U.S. citizens.
Well, technically, but I mean, to stay competitive, the suppliers also could lower the margin that they make money on.
Competitive with who?
With the U.S.
Again,
suppliers.
sir, the U.S. thing costs 4 to 5 times more. They're already still the best product in town. Why would they lower?
To stay competitive with
who? Yeah, they're the only ones making it.
If it's
90, dude,
if it's 4 to 5 times more,
listen, sir. If China's making all the brooms, okay, and the US is making 0 brooms, who are they competitive with? They're not competitive with anybody. They're the only people they're competitive with are in their own market, right? And unless they're competing and being competitive with a different country, okay, but that doesn't bring back anything to the United States. We don't make goods like that in the United States. There is no manufacturing for like $3 brooms in the United States. They're not competing with anybody. They don't need to lower. The US citizen just has to pay more. There is no competition.
So do you think without tariffs that the U.S. Automobile industry would be able to like compete at all?
There are certain tariffs that are fine. Those aren't Donald Trump's tariffs. You're confusing are all tariffs bad with Donald Trump's tariffs are bad. There is definitely use for tariffs. There's 100% a good use for tariffs. We've been using tariffs for a long time to protect things like the U.S. auto industry, right? To protect things all the way across the United States, to protect, U.S. semiconductor manufacturing. And we've used them for all sorts of stuff, which have been very, very effective. That's not what Donald Trump's tariffs did. Donald Trump just put a tariff on everybody, every country on the planet. That doesn't do anything.
Well, I think it gives some more money to the U.S. government. I mean, they could use it for tax breaks or something.
You're right. You are right. I do apologize. There is one thing that it does. Hold on. You're right. There is one thing that it does. I don't want to mess that up. There is one thing that it does, which is it charges American citizens higher taxes so that literally the burden of the United States citizen for the tax bill goes up, because the average American in the United States spent an extra $1,000 for a middle class family on tariffs just last year.
So why was inflation going down before the Iran war then, the rate of inflation?
The rate of inflation was going down before Donald Trump even became president.
Yeah, that's because of quantitative tightening, though. Recently, it's been quantitative easing with the lowering of rates, and it's still been going down.
The majority of the reason why we didn't get super high inflation is because most of the time that Donald Trump tacoed on his own tariffs. Because most of the major companies that had it, even though there was a whole bunch of small businesses that went out of business, small businesses that are fucking, that rely specifically on overseas goods went out of business very, 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 very quickly. Regardless of it, that Walmart, Target, your Amazon, they have months and months and months and months and months of supply. So it didn't hurt. And by the time Donald Trump, by the time they actually ran out, then Donald Trump would release the tariffs or relieve the tariffs, or they would find a supplier in a different country because Donald Trump would take the tariffs off of fucking like Vietnam, or he would take the tariffs off of this or that country, right? So they found ways around the supply system.
Yeah, but wouldn't you say it's also because of, well, at least before the Iran war, there was the lowering of gas of like by a significant amount, and that the lower energy would just cause lower inflation?
Yeah, but that's not true.
You don't think that lower energy would cost lower cost to make stuff?
No, I'm saying there wasn't lower energy.
Inflation overall? Yeah, the crude oil was going down before the Iran war.
And the U.S. gas prices were staying the same, if not higher, for most of last year. But even if you were to make that case, you're the one who supports Donald Trump, so you're supporting him doing that and raising the price of gas, which was literally inflationary.
Well, I can support him overall and still be agnostic over the Iran war.
No, but it's not on being agnostic over the Iran war. You're saying you support Donald Trump because of bringing back jobs in manufacturing. So you're saying that you support him. That was one of my points. There was multiple. It sounds like you're just reading a list or like some AI shit, and like doesn't really sound like. It sounds like you're trying to fight me from going against whatever's on your very constructed notes.
What I can. Well, I just made this on the fly, but I can take back the manufacturing. There was still the illegal immigration point, and then there was still the deregulation of the gas industry, and then there was still the fighting back BRICS.
Yeah, the deregulation of the gas industry did absolutely nothing, because literally all of the big oil companies literally just told them we're not going to drill anymore anyway, and not like it really matters. We were energy independent under Biden for the first time in 70 years, and so we were already creating more oil than we could use, so doesn't really matter. All you're doing is destroying the environment for nothing.
They said that it didn't make a difference, and they weren't gonna use fracking. You don't think they used fracking?
They were already using fracking.
But not to the same extent.
Yes, to the same extent.
I don't know about that one. All right. So what do you think about illegal immigration and fighting?
Well, you jumped off of that one fast, didn't you? All right. What about undocumented immigrants?
You do realize I would have to look into fracking and how much more.
You do realize that by the time Donald Trump took office, the number of border encounters at the southern border was lower than it was when Donald Trump left office in 2020, right?
Yeah, because people already knew it was coming.
No, they would have been like that for like a year.
Well, from when he left in 2020.
Yeah, it was lower. It was lower than the average under Donald Trump too, if that helps.
Okay, but how many people came in?
That has nothing to do with what we're talking about. You're saying you don't want undocumented immigrants coming in, and I'm saying that under the Biden administration, when Donald Trump took office, there wasn't that many undocumented immigrants coming in, actually, and border encounters were quite low.
11 million is low?
I'm not talking about the peak, sir. I'm talking about when Donald Trump took office. Or do you just want to give Donald Trump credit for everything that Biden did?
Okay, but during Biden's administration, 11 million encounters, 6 to 3 million.
What's an encounter?
Illegal immigrants coming in.
Also not correct, but what's an encounter?
Which part of that is not correct?
All of it, but what's an encounter?
Okay, encounter can be catch and release, but I'm still saying
it cannot.
CSI and Homeland still estimating between 3 to 6 million people were still coming in.
Yeah, maybe around 3 at the high level. There's no way it's 6. That's not even close to accurate.
Well, that's an independent study, so I wouldn't.
Which independent study? You just said it was Homeland. Validity. So if it was, you just said it was Homeland. So how is it Homeland and also an independent study?
Well, Homeland and a separate independent study said it's
What independent study? Because the Council for Immigration Studies doesn't say that. Pew Research Center doesn't say that. Cato Institute doesn't say that. Who?
Its own organization, CIS.
CIS? Council for Immigration Studies does not say that. Pull the study because I've literally read that.
Okay.
I don't need to pull it. It really doesn't matter, sir. Literally all you're saying is, oh, there was a bad part under the Biden administration. Biden fixed that problem. And so now we needed Donald Trump to fix the problem.
Here,
so what?
Wait, he fixed it on his last year, like doing something horribly for 3 years, and on his last year doing something
First of
about
all,
it.
we didn't have an immigration surge until like 2022. What are you talking about? We didn't have an immigration surge until 2022 with the expiration of Title 42. 2021.
Okay, but
2022.
He didn't address the issue until election.
Well, yeah, he did address the issue. He tried to pass 3 different separate bills, and those bills were blocked by Republicans.
Because I mean, it can have several. There can be several different things in a bill. That it's not just that though.
This was a singular issue bill written by Republicans, and then they added on. The Republicans added in Ukraine and Israel funding. And then the Republicans stopped the bill. Then they separated the bills, re-voted on all 3 separately, and the Republicans voted positively to vote for Israel and Ukraine funding and still voted down the immigration bill that they wrote.
Which year was that on?
2022. That was the third bill, by the way.
The second half, but
yeah, that was still the third bill, by the way. Yeah.
But let's say still overall there's still been no like close to nearly zero illegal immigrants crossing though.
That is a complete bold-faced lie.
Close to zero compared to before?
You can't have close to zero compared to before. Either it's close to zero or it's lower compared to before. Close to zero compared to before doesn't even make any type of sense.
Wait, positive improvement.
Positive improvement is a statement. Close to zero is another statement. So which one is it?
Okay, so we can. I mean, this is kind of subjective because whether you think it's positive or not. What do you think about fighting back against BRICS?
No, we're not going off the fucking subject. All Donald Trump did was close off ports of entry from legal migrants. That's all he did. Okay. He didn't add more judges to be able to process people faster. He didn't add a significant amount of border patrol in order to block off the southern border, right? He patched up like 12 miles of new wall. Donald Trump hasn't done anything to actually secure the southern border. What we saw under the Biden administration was an excess of people coming from places like the Northern Triangle to escape things like asylum. We didn't have the border patrol in order to handle it. We didn't have the freaking judges in order to handle it. We didn't have any of the people that we needed in order to handle the surge of immigration. Joe Biden tried to get us those things. Republicans blocked them. All right. But I know you guys want to sit there and be like, oh, Joe Biden from the White House just somehow invited people from the Northern Triangle down at their farms who don't have electricity and was like, hey, guys, come on over to the United States. And then we had a whole bunch of people just show up. Sir,
you don't think rhetoric can affect that?
Sir, what had nothing to do with rhetoric? It had to do with a destabilization of an entire fucking region and fucking worldwide pandemic.
I think there's several destabilized regions right now. I think rhetoric has to do a lot.
Like which one?
So,
what destabilized region is there?
Regions are destabilized?
Yeah.
Sudan.
Sudan? Is that what you said?
Yep.
Okay, cool. How are they going to walk to the United States?
I'm sure they can find a way. Boats.
Oh, yeah, they'll paddle over.
Yeah, why not?
Is why not a serious thing that you're saying to me?
I mean, I'm sure they could find a way if they're desperate enough.
Yeah. Which one do you think is easier, sir? Making it from Central America to the southern border or making it from South Sudan?
I'm sure it's easier from Central America.
You think?
I mean, but also Venezuela being less destabilized than before would be attributed to Donald Trump, though, wouldn't it? Like, Like a lot of Venezuelans came from because
Sir,
it was destabilized.
we had,
and now it's a better country.
Sir, we had, okay, an increase in migration due to the destabilization of a region that is on our fucking continent. So it doesn't matter if there's other destabilized regions on the other side of the motherfucking planet if they can't easily have access to our southern border. It's why we're not seeing a huge influx of Iranians right now. Because it's pretty fucking far. Do you need me to pull a map for you?
Do you think that Mexico and Venezuela are more or less destabilized than before?
Okay.
I think they're like equally the same.
In 2024, the migration slowed significantly. So nothing that Donald Trump did in 2025 is going to help what was already fixed.
That's begging the question. I think his rhetoric.
That's begging what question?
Begging the question.
Begging the question.
Yeah, you're assuming your premise to be true.
And what am I assuming the premise to be? Which premise to be true? That we already saw reduce. We already saw. Hold on, sir. That we already saw. No, I'm going to go ahead and restate my premise to be sure. I want to know exactly which part you're telling me I'm just assuming to be true. All of the statistics show that Venezuelan immigration reduced incredibly in 2024, and even according to Donald Trump, incredibly in early 2025. So therefore, if the immigration had generally come to a screeching halt in 2024 and 2025, then how does changing out the regime leader later in 2025 help the situation? If according to Donald Trump, it's already damn near zero, how does it become better by removing the country's leader?
You don't think that removing Maduro?
Nope, I'm not asking you to ask me a question. I'm asking you to answer my question, because apparently I'm assuming the question. So which question am I assuming, sir? Which part of my premise am I just assuming to be true before the argument? Which part of it?
Well, you rephrased it so that the rephrasing.
I did not rephrase it, sir. I just said it more slowly and with smaller words.
Okay. So yeah, I don't think Mexico, the main place where people are coming from, is any less destabilized though.
Yeah, but it is though.
You think it is?
Well, no, I know it is because we actually specifically had Kamala Harris go to countries like Mexico, go to countries in the Northern Triangle and help use the US dollar to help restabilize those regions in order to reduce asylum seeking. And due to her efforts, they reduced asylum seeking from those countries by 50%.
Was that before or after they murdered like half a dozen people for the presidency?
What?
Was her destabilizing it before or after they murdered like a dozen people that were running for president, and then this president got in, and then it's now even less destabilized somehow? I'm just saying it's like the same level of destabilization. But yeah, I think him attacking Venezuela is good to combat BRICS and Iran, frankly.
Okay. Well, you know what, sir? I've already just kind of taken you to a little bit of a school for the last three topics. I think I'm going to save myself the sanity and not move into the fourth one.
The last one's most important, though. Wouldn't you?
Well, then maybe you should have started with that one, okay? But have a wonderful day, all right?
All right, you too.
Maybe we should have started with that one then, because I'm not doing a number 4 topic. After whatever the fuck you just said. Yo, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Laura, thank you so much for the $2 over on the Venmo app. I appreciate that. Says caller just got a new word. Word of the day calendar. Caller just got a new word. Word of the day calendar. Why does it keep going away from my screen? Sorry, I'm trying to read the message. I apologize. running through all of them. Yeah, he's running through every single word on the word of the day calendar before the day is over. That's why he wanted to go to that fourth topic, because he wanted to make sure that he got that fourth word in before it was too late. Y'all, please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. By the way, I didn't hang up, the caller hung up. So yeah. Anyways, he was on Ari's earlier with the same shit. That's not surprising. B, thank you so much for the $5. That if Christianity is just a religious belief involving the belief of Christ as God, etc., then isn't Satanism a form of Christianity? Am I wrong? You know, he makes a point. He makes a point. Can't turn that one down. Thank you so much, Beat. If you guys like support the live, I do a super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics, Cash App, Venmo, PayPal, and I'm working on the money guns over here with the live gift goal and trying to clear up this gift gallery. So if you'd like support, I really appreciate that. Beat also said, "Oh my God, Polly, look up the core tenet of modern day Satanism. Not gonna lie, sounds chill as hell. Don't even need to believe in a deity of any kind." I actually did an interview on a video with the Satanic Temple. Great interview. It's been a while. Maybe I should get that back and try to repost it because that was really, really fun. I had a good time with that one. I think they were actually on my line for a bit. It was actually really cool. Yeah, really cool. Thank you, Beat. Tad said Target and blanket are different things. 100% they are. And Guy said, if we pay the tariffs, what does taxing the rich do? Yeah, I just not be paying the tariffs. That sounds a lot more fun to me. Hot Dog and Atheist, thank you so much for the money guns. I appreciate that. Scott said, if you live paycheck to paycheck, would you spend your money at Walmart or spend your money at Macy's? Probably Walmart, I guess. Maybe I'll try to get the Satanic Toe back on. That'd be really cool. And Badger, thank you so much for the 2 hours. Said Trump's rhetoric was for his dumbass supporters. It still is for his dumbass supporters. No one else believes it. That's for damn sure. Awesome. Big thanks to chat for all the supporters. Really does help to keep the live going and help to support the live. So I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you guys so much for being here. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications if you haven't already. That way when I'm posting new content, I am posting new content. I am shoring it up. I'm trying to make it better and better each and every single day. So if you guys go watch it and you guys like it, leave a comment, say something. It sure does help to help me to be able to keep doing it. Right? So the more you guys watch the content, the better chance I have of being able to keep continually doing the content. So yeah. Hello, how are you?
Hey man, how's it going?
Hi, how old are you?
What?
How old are you?
19.
Where you were born?
2005.
And you said that too quick and it's still wrong. You said that too quickly and you were still wrong. Yeah. Again, the children trying to call doesn't bother me nearly as bad. Okay. The children trying to call doesn't bother me nearly as bad as their inability to do math. Right? That's what should really scare all of us. Right? Is there just true inability to do any type of math. Like it's really bad. like you should be able to do, and I don't want to give many hints. Actually, let me zoom that in a little bit. I like that a little bit better. Yeah, you should be able to do, Sure said you look very Colorado coded in a good way. Well, thank you. I appreciate that. I do very much like Colorado. That is very true. I do very much like Colorado. All right, y'all. If you still support Trump, you can join the guest request box or call on the number that's above my head. Yeah, I mean, I just feel like you should be able to do math a little bit faster. Just I don't know. It's just real quick. You know what I'm saying? Just like I'm 19. What's 26 minus 19? Like, you know what I'm saying? It's just it's such a, I don't know. Hello, how are you?
Doing pretty good. How about yourself, sir?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Say it one more time. I'm sorry.
Do you still support Trump?
I'm just gonna be honest with you. If I was to vote, I would support Trump. Yes, sir.
Why is that?
Why is that? For a lot of different reasons, man. Number one, him closing down the border. I was against all the illegal immigrants coming in.
Why?
Yeah, that was my main thing.
Why?
And to keep biological men out of female
Yeah.
sports.
Why were you against undocumented immigrants coming in? That was my question. How did that personally affect you?
I wouldn't say that it personally affected me.
So your number one vote thing that you voted for was something, or would vote for, is something that doesn't affect you?
It wouldn't affect me personally.
Okay, let's ask another question.
The country as a whole.
Let's ask another question. Okay, how
yes, sir.
Do transgender people in sports directly affect you?
It doesn't directly affect me.
Gotcha.
I think
So
it
the
affects
two
country
things
as a
that you would
whole
vote for
more than
have
anything.
zero effect on you. Just to be clear. So you don't. You only care about things that do not matter to your life or at all whatsoever. That's just a really strange way to.
Okay.
You know what I'm
so
saying?
can
Like,
I ask you,
I'm just
why
saying, like,
do you support it? Do you support it?
Do I support what?
Do you support illegal immigrants coming into our country?
Undocumented immigrants are still coming into this country.
Men competing in female sports. Do you support that?
Undocumented immigrants are still coming into this country at a higher than it should be rate, even today. Yep, it is today.
Okay,
It happened yesterday. It happened tomorrow. It's been happening, sir. You were gonna have to let me finish my sentence. Oh, you're gonna let me speak on my live. I appreciate that. Thank you. It happened yesterday. It happened today. It happened tomorrow. It's been happening since I was born, right? It's been happening all the way across the United States. Do I think that we need better border security? Absolutely. But it doesn't mean that our borders are closed right now, because they're not, right? We still have an alarming number of undocumented immigrants that are going around ports of entry while Donald Trump completely stops, right, legal migration. He's pretty much just shut off asylum seeking, right? But if you actually look at the number of apprehensions, you look at the number of people that are being arrested by Border Patrol as comparison to the actual encounters that they're having, right? You're actually seeing almost a raised number of people that are actually coming around the border. But that's actually what normally happens, right? When you shut off legal migration in the United States, then those people didn't come all the way to the border, are just going to turn back around and go home, right? They're going to try to find a way in somehow, right?
Okay. Yeah.
Yeah. So what makes you think that they just turned around and went home? You know.
Because they're still in the country. I mean, you're not going to be able to deport all of them. But the bigger issue of that is why I have a problem with it is because what Democrats were doing, they were moving these people, flying them in overnight, moving them into blue states to be counted in the census and to effect the electoral college votes in the future.
Could
that
not
way
be
they
more
will
true.
always stay in power. That is the main reason why I disagree with it. Because
actually, most of the people that were flying in were flown into red states. Actually, most of the people that were flown in were flown into red states, and they were documented.
Okay, but what about them being in blue states?
There were some in blue states, but there were some in red states. Yes, sir. There was people in red states and blue states that were both counted in the census. Except for the fact that we haven't had a census, so I don't know what you're talking about.
So let's say that you are right, that they are in blue states and red states being counted in the census as well, but you don't see how that could affect the electoral college votes in the future?
In the future?
One side?
Yeah, we're actually seeing a pretty large migration of migrants in the United States from actually places like California to places like Texas and Florida. So if anything, it would affect the Democrats in a negative way.
Why? Whenever those people could be counted in the votes in the red states, to maybe to where they won't be a red state anymore. It could turn them potentially into a blue state.
Sir, counting undocumented immigrants for a census doesn't it doesn't allow them to vote.
It affects the population.
Right. So therefore it gives the people in those states that can vote more power. So if those states are red, like if Texas is red and now there's more undocumented immigrants, then now gives more power to the red representatives in that state.
How does immigrants that would only vote for the blue give more power?
Immigrants vote about 50-50 red to blue, and those immigrants can't vote. The people that came in under the Biden administration, The people that came in under the Biden administration won't be able to vote for 3 more elections if they're lucky. It takes about 10 years in the United States to be able to gain citizenship if you can. And guess what? If you're an undocumented immigrant, you're way longer than that, because right now it's impossible to even go try to do things the legal way because Donald Trump is ripping people out of immigration courts in order to freaking deport them. So those people aren't even trying to pursue things the right way. So they'll be 10 years away in probably 5-10 years when they can get started.
Okay. Well, another thing that I'm against is, okay, if you are going to come to this country, you shouldn't be a tax on the system right away. If you're going to come to this country, you should be able to contribute to the country. You shouldn't be taken away from the tax dollars and stuff that Americans have already put into the system, and you immediately take welfare and we're paying for you to do things. You should be an asset to the country. You shouldn't be taken away from us.
First of all, undocumented immigrants don't collect welfare or any other type of social safety net.
They collect some type of assistance.
I'm talking.
They collect some type of assistance.
I'm talking.
Yes, sir.
Thank you.
Yes, sir.
First of all, undocumented immigrants don't collect any type of welfare, right, or any type of social safety net. So they can't connect SNAP or any other type of housing assistance whatsoever. Now, documented immigrants in certain cases can, right, but regardless of any of that, in the last tracked year, I believe that they cost something like in the realm of like $30 billion, right, on the American taxpayer, and they paid in like $90 billion in federal, local, and state taxes. So they were literally putting in more money to the system than they were taking out. Actually, the Cato Institute actually just did a study showing that it's in the last like 50 years, immigrants are like a $14 trillion surplus. Of more money than they're taking out of the system. So they're not doing there. They're actually paying for their own people and then paying for ours also.
Yeah, well, I have to disagree with that.
That wasn't
and
up
I'm
for
being
disagreement.
very respectful of you on your show.
Well, yeah, but that wasn't that wasn't disagreement. I can just put it on the screen. Like, that wasn't disagreement. There have been multiple studies on this, and they've all been done. I'm not asking for your agreement or disagreement. I'm informing you that immigrants are a $14 trillion surplus. You can tell me what you think about that, okay? But that is a fact.
What I think doesn't matter. Yeah, and I disagree.
So gotcha. So a second ago, you cared about them taking money out of the system and being a burden on the system, and then the actual data that shows that they're not that, you don't care about. Well, that makes sense, sir.
Hold on. So how can they add money to the system when legally they can't work if they are illegal or so-called undocumented immigrants?
Yeah, so undocumented immigrants still pay. So first of all,
technically, how would we know?
Yeah. So first of all, especially in blue states, in red states, it's a lot harder, but in blue states, they actually a lot of times can get ITINs, which is actually a federal worker number. So they actually do pay taxes on their income, which actually helps protect the companies, helps protect them, and it helps actually pay into the system, right? In red states, you guys prefer to have your undocumented immigrants not paying taxes for some reason, which is strange. But even in those red states, right? So like I live in Florida where there is no, income tax anyway, so it doesn't really matter, right? They still spend things. They still have to buy food. They still have to buy clothing. They still have to, pay for all the things that happen within life, right? And every single time you buy something in the United States, you pay taxes on those things. So regardless, there is no way of getting out of paying taxes. You are going to pay taxes if you live in this country.
Okay. And I appreciate your input on that. So what about the biological men competing in female sports?
Yeah, I don't care.
You don't care whether.
Yeah, I think it's a non-argument.
Or another.
Yeah, I think it's a non-argument.
Okay.
Understood. Yeah. Do you know what percentage of like people in the United States are trans?
Probably a very small percentage.
Yeah, it's like 1%. Do you know what percentage of those trans people play sports at any type of level, high school or college?
I do not.
Yeah, it's like 0.0001%. Yeah. Like literally, like they did studies on this where they were actually trying to find like trans people to actually make this argument. Like the Heritage Foundation, a super right-leaning like group of people, tried to make an argument to this. And in no state that they found, 0 states in high school, middle school, college, all of it. In not a singular state did they find double digits of people that were competing. And in a majority of states, it was under 5. There was a lot of them with like 0, 1, 2, right? It's literally just not happening. Donald Trump's executive order covered 10 people in the United States of the like hundreds of thousands of freaking NCAA athletes or whatever the number is. They found 10 people. This is a made up issue. Nobody gives a shit about it. Like truthfully. And if you do give a shit about it, it's because you're fucking.
You can't say nobody gives a shit about it. I mean,
well, no, hold on. I was finishing. I said nobody gives a shit about it. And if you do give a shit about it, it's just because you're a fucking weird person, right? You're just a really weird person that is super concerned about everybody else's genitals.
Between his legs, competing against a woman.
There you go. You're talking about his genitals. You're talking about other people's genitals. You're talking about other people's genitals, dude. It's weird.
Competing against a woman is weird.
Have you never heard of co-ed sports? Have you never played in a co-ed sports league? I've played in multiple. I played soccer in a co-ed sports league. I've played volleyball in a co-ed sports league. I played softball in a co-ed sports league. Those are men playing against women and women playing against men all the time. It's a whole lot of fun. We have a great time out there, right? You can do dodgeball and volleyball, ultimate frisbee. I've played in a whole bunch of shit. Why are none of those a problem?
That's voluntary. That's co-ed. You know you're competing against the opposite.
So why is it not a problem? Why is it the worst thing in the world, right? Why is it the worst thing in the world
women
if it happens
and they want to compete against a man?
Okay, sir, they're beating them anyway. Sir, name me 3 trans athletes in college. Name me 3.
I don't know of any except for the swimmer. That's really the only one, and then
this is a non-issue.
In my head,
it's a non-issue. The reason why the only thing that people have ever that all of the right wing Fox News talking points just cycle through. They always say Riley Gaines and Leah Thomas. Do you know the reason why they only say those 2 names?
Leah Thomas was the one I was thinking.
Do you know why they only ever say those 2 names? It's because it's so hard to find somebody to actually be mad at. There is so few, and it matters so little that they don't have anybody else. They don't have all of the examples to keep bringing up, to keep having conversations about. They don't have any of the things to fucking do. There's no one there. So they just keep repeating the same 2 names over and over and over and over and over. Right? And it makes no fucking sense. Okay? You don't care. We have like a world dominating, right? US women's soccer team. Name me 3 players on it.
I don't watch soccer. I watch UFC. That's it.
Name me 4 WNBA teams.
I can't name them because
you don't give a fuck about women's sports, dude. You don't give a flying fuck about women's sports. You don't give a shit.
I don't.
Stop with the patronization. Stop with trying to pretend I'm gonna come up here and just talk about women, trans people and women's sports. You don't give a shit about women's sports. You don't watch that shit. You don't fucking care at all. You don't give a shit, dude. You don't give a shit. Stop with trying to pretend like you care about women's sports or that you care about these athletes or you care about the people they're competing against. You don't give a shit. Okay? You don't give a shit. Stop trying to make something an issue that doesn't exist.
Because I don't give a shit, I should just sit on the whole women as a whole and the sports that they want to play in. And I should just allow biological men that was born with.
You're not important enough to allow anything. Go in there and
compete and clean up house.
You're not. Right? They're not cleaning up house. Yeah, that swimmer that you were talking about. That is the only person you named. She got famous from getting 5th place.
And you're probably right about that.
The girl that you couldn't even name her name was competing and got 5th place.
His name.
No, her name.
I agree with you on his.
No, still her name.
You can't have a dick and balls between your leg and say that you are a female.
Sir, you have a dick and balls in your place, and you don't have enough brain cells to make that decision.
How are you gonna insult me and say I don't have?
Because
enough
you're
brain
insulting
cells,
other
whatever?
people. So why?
I'm not
Oh,
part of
so
the system,
gotcha. So
sir.
if
I'm
you
not
insult
part of the
other
system.
people, it's totally fine. But if I insult you back, then you have an issue with it.
I'm
Oh, okay. Somebody needs to say, like, you know, when I got told something when I was younger, it was, if you can't take it, you shouldn't be dishing things out. Okay. And if you're going to demonize an entire group of people and call someone outside of their fucking name, okay, that you've never fucking met and hasn't done a goddamn thing to you, then guess what? All right. I'm going to tell you all about yourself too. Okay. Because guess what? That trans swimmer that you hate so much is much more of an accomplished swimmer. That person, before they transitioned, had done more in their life than you will ever fucking accomplish. Okay? Because when it was a he was an accomplished swimmer. And now she's an accomplished swimmer. And she just wants to go fucking swim laps in pools. Okay? That's all she wants to do. And you're going to sit over here, Mr. I've accomplished fucking nothing, and whine about someone who you've never met, who you don't know, who has had zero effect on your fucking life, and you want to sit there and cry about it because you're more concerned about what everybody else is doing with their genitals than what you are doing with yours. Okay? And that's what you should be concerned about. You should be concerned with what's going on with your genitals, because by the sound of your voice, it hasn't been freaking near a woman in a long time. Okay? So maybe you should be a lot more concerned, all right, with the fact that nobody wants to touch yours than what other people are doing with theirs. Sound good?
You're missing me with that.
I'm sure that's what she told you.
I can't hear you too much, man. I can't hear you. I can't hear you too good. It looks like a man is touching yours. I mean,
and if it was, it's still none of your fucking business, sir. Trust me, sir.
I mean,
even if it was, sir, and what would be the problem if it was? What concern of it of yours if it fucking was?
You can't even get a woman to touch yours, and you're talking about mine. You don't even know me. I'm looking at you. You look frail and soft and fruity. You know what I mean?
Are you literally hitting on me right now, sir? Because that's what it sounds like, sir. It sounds like you. It sounds like you are literally hitting on me. He's literally now talking about my genitals and calling me soft and supple. He's calling me soft and supple. He's like, sir, you look like you got soft skin. You look like you let men touch yours. Can I get some of that, sir? Can I get some of that? You know what? A woman couldn't even handle you, sir. A woman couldn't even handle you. A woman couldn't even handle you, big boy. Sir, I'm sorry. I'm actually taken. I do appreciate that. My girlfriend is in the chat having a great time with this, by the way, and trashing you also. Because she knows that no fucking girl will touch you, but it's okay, sir. I understand you have some closeted feelings. It happens to people, okay? It's okay to come out of the closet, all right? This is a safe space. We're over here on the left, so it's totally all right. So you can come out whenever you want. Insane. Okay? You don't need to be worried about it. It's totally okay, all right?
Y'all keep egging and egging and egging, and then when the Civil War starts or World War III starts, none of you are prepared. There's 200 million people in the United States that do not vote, right? 200 million people that do not vote, and they do not believe in your transgender ideology. Just remember that.
There is no transgender ideology.
Well, whatever.
Yeah. The entire thing, sir, the literal entire thing that I just told you, the entire thing, which apparently went straight through one ear and out the other, which isn't surprising because there was nothing in there to stop it. Okay. The entire thing I fucking said was mind your own fucking business. Okay. All I said was mind your own fucking business. Remember, you guys remember, like back in the day, you remember back in the day, right? When it was the people on the right, the people who considered themselves conservatives, right? That would be like, you know what? We need less government. We don't need the government coming in telling us what to do with our lives. We need the government out of it. We believe in civil liberties, individualism, right? We need to keep the government out of that, right? That we should mind our own business. And now it's those same conservatives that are like, show me your genitals. The government needs to know what your genitals look like. I want to know if you have a penis.
I don't know anybody.
Like, you guys are so fucking weird, dude. It's so fucking weird, dude. It's so fucking weird. Your guys is just insane. And you notice how they only ever talk about trans women, by the way? As in people that were born with male genitalia and transitioned to women. They only ever talk about the people with penises. That's the only people they ever talk about. They are obsessed with penises, dude. These are the people that were in class just drawing dicks in their notebook, man. They are obsessed with penises, bro. Obsessed. Right? This is the reason why they, like, literally every time there's an RNC convention or anything like that, they crash Grindr. They are literally obsessed with fucking dicks, bro. Like, you guys just keep dick on the mind all day, every day. It is so strange, bro. Go out and touch grass or something, dude.
Projection's real, man. I think you might.
Go away. Dude. Go outside and fucking touch grass, bro. It's fucking weird. It's fucking weird, dude. You got, like, your literal entire thing is literally just like penis, 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 penis. Like, dude, what the fuck is wrong with you guys, man? Like, literally, there is only one dick in this entire world that I think about ever, and it's the one that's attached to me, okay? And that's because we got to keep things clean and tidy, okay? There's only one that I ever fucking think about, all right? The way you guys think about it is just strange. Like, seriously, it's fucking weird. Y'all, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Like, yeah, make sure you guys, can we get this thing up to 200,000 likes? I really appreciate that. Also, make sure you guys are sending those daily heart me's if you haven't already. There's like 800 and something of you guys in here, and I think I see like 117. So if you haven't hit that join button, go up to the top. If you guys are on the clock app, go up to the top, hit that little join button. Join the over here. It costs you like a coin or something to send a heart me, and I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. Sorry, I gotta cool it down in here real quick. It's getting a little warm in here. We are gonna move on to the next caller, but if you would like to support the live, I really, really appreciate that. It does always help to keep the live going and to keep me able to do this every single day and to help me bring you guys new content and new things. So I really, really appreciate that. Speaking of that, I believe it was Shay and Hot Dog with the money guns also lighting up the gift goals over there on those. I really, really appreciate that. Thank you guys so much. That really means a lot. Clearing that out. We did set up the one for the One Galaxy. I was trying to see if we can clear that off the gift gallery today. So if you'd like to support there, I really appreciate you. Never had a bidet. You know, it was actually funny just looking at bidets. I literally was just like doing that. I was literally just looking at bidets. Anyways, regardless, I said, hey, MAGA morons. Just because you guys are obsessed with naughty thoughts about little girls doesn't mean everyone does. You're more of a danger to little girls than any trans person. If that doesn't deserve a W, I don't know what does. Okay, I don't know what deserves more of a W than that. All right, I promise you that he's right. They're the danger. They're the danger. 100%. There. Thank you so much, Never, for that awesome super chat. I really appreciate that. Lovely Goddess. Also, thank you so much for the clock hit. I appreciate that also. And I see a bunch of you guys sending those heart me's over there too. I really, really appreciate that. It really means a lot to me. To hit that, hit that little join button. It really goes a long way to helping keep this live on the FYP and moving forward. I appreciate that. But more importantly, hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button, turn on notifications. Hello, how are you?
Good. How are you?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
31.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah.
Awesome. Why is that?
I guess the war in Iran, or how y'all like to say it, Iran.
I've never said it like that before ever in my life.
Yeah, that's all you other liberals like to say it on these lives, so I figured I'd just court to you for a second.
No, there's only one that says it like that. Yeah.
There's a few. But yeah.
There's one.
Well, who's that one? Tell me.
I mean, obviously, you were obviously just there.
Is that the one you live
Yeah,
with?
it triggers you guys so bad. It's so funny.
No, it's just weird.
Yeah, it just triggers you guys. You guys are like, you pronounce a country the way it's supposed to be pronounced. You weirdo.
Oh my goodness.
Anyway, so why do you support the war in Iran?
It's Iran, by the way.
However you want to mispronounce it, I could not give a shit.
I support death to Iran the same way they've been supporting death to America for 47 years. So, whatever. Okay. I think we should have more Jew money, to be honest, to take care of them.
All right. Well, I'm going to kick you and block you forever because I'm not doing that. And block that guy. Yeah. We're not doing anti-Semitism today. We don't do anti-anyone here, okay? Yeah, we don't do that at all. Even though I have very little support for Israel, we don't do anti-Semitism here. And by very little, I mean fucking zero. I don't care what they do. Like, it's just being weird people, man. They're just weird people. All right, let's see if we can move on to the next person. Oh, I'm clicking the wrong things. I was very confused. I was like, why is nothing working over here? Hello, how are you?
Hello. How I do, sir?
I'm doing great. How old are you?
I'm 83.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
1943, August the 20th.
All right, sir. Do you still support Trump?
Yeah, I sure do, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
Well, first of all, the border. Now, listening to the podcast here, it was informed that they're still coming over in the droves. Now, I have listened to CBS, NBC, CNC, not CNC. Anyhow, and I still haven't seen them down there at the border taking pictures of all of these people still coming across. Isn't that kind of strange?
So you mean the people on the right that were going down taking those photos and telling you they're coming down in droves stopped doing that because it's not politically favorable for them? That I'm not surprised by that at all. Yeah.
Why?
Why am I not surprised that Fox News putting up video and photos that and then misrepresenting them and lying about them when Joe Biden's president
CNN?
Wouldn't be doing that under Trump?
CNN going down there and saying, "Hey, Trump's lying. Here they're coming across."
First of all, CNN is owned by a right winger, and second of all, nobody actually believes that.
Have you ever listened to them?
Huh?
Have you ever listened to CNN?
Not really much anymore.
Okay.
Nobody really listens to CNN. It's literally a failed organization because they tried to be so center that they just ended up being right, and now nobody likes them.
Okay, and then also, I don't know, and I doubt very serious if you know, if Iran has nuclear weapons or not, or possibly are going to have nuclear weapons. Now, it has been proven, I believe, that they shot a rocket, and I cannot remember the island that they hit that was 2,800 miles away. And if it had a nuclear bomb on it, what would happen? Do you know?
Yeah, that's not proven. Actually, Iran claims that they didn't do it, and there's very, very little data to show that they actually did.
They didn't kill all of those people either. They've never done that.
The island is called Diego Garcia. The island is called, sir, the island is called Diego Garcia. Okay.
Yeah.
The missiles were, one just completely failed. One was intercepted. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
They're saying they couldn't have shot them, and all of our intelligence says that they don't have missiles capable of doing that. So, and not to mention the fact that if they were going to shoot missiles, that's a dumb place to shoot them at.
Well, why are they shooting them over to Israel then?
Those are completely different missiles, different types of missiles, right? Those are ballistic missiles as opposed to intercontinental ballistic missiles.
Is there any property or land or countries in between them and Israel?
Yeah.
Okay. So they haven't shot at any of those other ones?
Yes, they have. They've shot at Kuwait. They've shot at Saudi Arabia. They've shot at Oman. They've shot at Qatar.
Why?
They've literally, I think, shot at Iraq. I think they've literally shot at every country in between them and Israel.
Why?
Why have they shot at those countries?
Right.
Yeah, because it disrupts things like the oil supply and global trade, which freaking puts a financial, stress on the Western world, which would try to push them towards ending the conflict.
And in the conflict. Oh, so they're not trying to. I'm trying to understand what you just got through saying. The oil crisis or the oil. I personally, this whole world is run on petrodollars. And that's one of the reasons at this time that BRICSA is not being able to get it over with. BRICSA will be, right now, is trying to be backed by gold. There are also 20 other countries, from what I've read, that want to join that.
When does that have to do with Iran bombing Saudi Arabia?
The Strait of Hormuz. What does that have to do with our oil prices?
What did you say?
I can't pronounce that strait in there.
Did you say the Strait of Vermouth? Because that's
What do
fucking
they call
hilarious. Sorry, that's just fucking funny. That's just fucking funny. You just said the Strait of Vermouth.
What?
I'm
sorry.
You've been drinking tonight, Gramps? You got
See,
vermouth on the
when
mind?
you don't have an answer, you go ahead and you insult somebody. I have yet to hear any of you
I'm just
people-
saying, sir. I just
have
figured
yet
you
to hear
had.
any of you
I just
people
figured you might have
an
had. You might have had a
answer
few
to
drinks.
any
You
of
had
this.
sir, there ain't nothing wrong with a few martinis on a Monday night. Okay, I'm not
Okay.
judging at all.
All right.
I'm just saying, if you got vermouth on the
I asked
mind,
you
then I was
the
just like,
question. What that strait? What's the name of that strait?
the Strait of Hormuz.
Hormuz. Okay. Now, what does that have to do with the oil prices?
20% of the global supply of oil goes through the Strait of Hormuz.
The what? Global supply?
Mm-hmm.
How much do we get out of it?
Smaller percentage, yeah, very small.
2%.
Yeah, that
That's
was
what
right.
they said, 2%. Are we oil independent here in the United States?
We are energy independent in the United States, but that doesn't mean that that doesn't mean that closing the Strait of Hormuz doesn't affect our oil prices.
And oil. If you look it up, check it on your computer. We are oil.
Oil is part of
independent.
energy,
Now,
sir. Oil is part of energy.
Okay, energy. All righty. Now, let me ask another question.
Sure.
If we are that, why are we paying so much extra for gas?
Right, because the price of oil goes off of the supply and demand issue that we have in the United States. Not to mention we don't have the refineries in order to actually process all of the oil that it actually is produced in the United States. No, sir. I'm trying to speak if that's okay. I'm trying to speak if that's okay. Yeah.
Go ahead.
Yeah. So when the supply of oil across the United States slows, it doesn't matter whether you get the majority of your oil, your oil prices are still going to be affected by that. Now, granted, it is proportional, right? So for countries that do get a higher, like a more significant number, level of oil that goes directly from the Strait of Hormuz, give example of like Australia, right? Australia gets a lot of their oil from that area, right? You're going to see them take a larger hit, but it doesn't mean that we're not going to take a hit. Every single person, we could get 0% of our oil out of the Strait of Hormuz, and it would still rise our oil price, make our oil prices rise. Not to mention the fact that Iran is doing things like bombing oil fields and refineries and all sorts of other things, which is just reducing the supply.
Right, sir. Now, why? It isn't. Is it possible that we are producing a lot of oil, and that oil is going all over the world? Is that possible?
That's happening. What
And
are you
is
talking
it
about?
also possible that they can get more money for our oil over in other countries? And that's what's raising our prices.
Sir, what's raising the prices is when you have less oil supply across the world, the price of oil per barrel goes up. Right, regardless of where that oil is, right? It's not difficult. So if you have a U.S. oil company that's producing oil in the United States, the oil that they have is now worth more, right? So therefore, they raise the price because the supply is down.
The supply is down here.
No, the supply is down in the
other
world.
countries, is it up?
It's down across the world.
Oh, okay.
We live in a global oil market. We don't live in a U.S. oil market. We live in a global oil market. The price of oil is generally set per barrel based off of supply issues set by OPEC, which isn't even a United States thing.
Right. That's okay. So they're getting more money for the oil that they're producing here to some other country. That's what's causing this oil.
To other countries also. They're charging us more.
Right.
They're charging more to send it everywhere else. They're doing all of it.
Okay, now, with all that discussed, how did Biden get the oil prices down?
How did Biden get the oil prices down? Biden didn't actually specifically.
It was way, I mean, not oil, gas prices. It was way
Well,
up
he
there,
actually,
kind of like it is
he
now
actually
with Trump.
didn't.
How did he get it to come back down?
He actually didn't. Really?
He didn't?
No, it was
Where
actually
were you living in?
this one.
Like pretty good around here.
Yeah, sir. You're confusing. You're confusing. You're confusing. Sir, you're confusing.
And then it got down to $2 something.
Sir, I don't know why you ask me questions and then don't want me to answer them.
Okay, I'm listening.
Yeah. Sir, you're making a confusion. I didn't say prices didn't go down. I said Biden didn't bring them down. Just like the prices went up and Biden didn't bring them up, because generally the gas prices are not a presidential stat. What brought the gas prices up was the OPEC Plus deal that was done under the Trump administration, that was negotiated with OPEC, that expired in 2022, and that brought the prices up and went through the roof. And what brought it down was the expiration of that policy, right? That's what happened. So Donald Trump's policy, or not policy, but Donald Trump's negotiations that he did with OPEC and the OPEC Plus countries in 2020 rose the prices, and then the expiration of Donald Trump's deal lowered the prices, because the president can't just directly control oil prices.
Well, I agree with you. Well, now, what about the oil reserves?
Yeah, so he drained the oil reserves in order to try to compensate.
Who drained the oil reserves?
Well, Donald Trump and Joe Biden both have, but
both of them. Ain't that a wonderment? Now,
what part of that was
he was
funny?
in office, it was my understanding with this OPEC deal that you were talking about, and because the oil prices was so damn low, in fact, at one point, 1 or 2 days, they paid you to buy the oil.
That's not
if
true.
You remember that?
Even if it was, what does that have to do with
all
anything?
That going on, and the deal with Iran or whatever, OPEC, he filled up all of our reserves to the top. Now, he did make a deal.
Oil reserves were already full when he got into office. What are you talking about?
You think that you're making that's going to go right. But that one, after 22, I mean, it wasn't right after a certain period of time. He doesn't have a crystal ball. He looks at it and says, okay, this is what's going to happen, or what I think it's going to happen. And I need to take action to accomplish that.
Incorrect. This is completely wrong.
That's completely off? Correct me.
Yeah. So first of all, the strategic oil reserves were full before Donald Trump got in office. Second of all, the reason why he did the OPEC.
When?
Second of all, the reason why he did the OPEC Plus deal is because big oil was losing so much money. Because we shut down for COVID and they were sitting on just barrels and barrels and barrels and barrels of oil, and nobody was using it because nobody was traveling. People weren't going to work. There was a lot more telework and all sorts of stuff. The price of oil dropped to nothing. And big oil said, we're not making enough money right now. And Donald Trump, instead of leaving gas prices at a very low rate in order to help the American people, he decided to go to OPEC to try to help the pockets of big oil instead.
Oh, okay. It's amazing. I've listened to this gal just a little bit ago, and you've got the answers. You and her both got the answers to this whole world. And I know
answers the whole world.
Trust me, sir. I lived through the 60s. I had the whole world, what was going to happen to it, right after I had a joint. Okay?
Sir, sounds like you've had a few
and
tonight.
I could solve any problems and tell you any kind of stories you wanted to hear. And we're doing the same thing. We have to depend on you young folks to do the right thing and to make this country what it is today, or what it should be today, or what it is today, or whatever.
Sir, please do not patronize me. I am literally almost 40 fucking years old. Holy shit, sir. Huh? I am literally almost fucking 40. I am not some kid, so please stop talking to me like I'm one.
Hey,
sir, it is not a matter of having answers to the whole world. I don't have answers to the whole world. I don't have answers to be honest with you, most shit, okay? What I do have is an understanding of the facts of what's happening. Because if we have the understanding of the facts, then We can figure out the answers, right? It makes no sense to sit there and live in a world where you're like, Biden raised the oil prices, because it's like, then you don't know how to fix it because it's not reality, right? It's not reality.
So how do you fix it?
How do you fix oil prices? You don't start fucking wars with countries that you don't need to start wars with, that are literally oil producing countries that control a strait where 20% of the world's oil goes through. It's that simple. You don't do what literally every president has somehow managed not to do over the last 40 years, even though Bibi Netanyahu has begged them to, right? You just don't start the war. It's that simple. It's literally that easy. And then if you're gonna start a war, you should at least be fucking prepared for what that war fucking does, as opposed to freaking, reporters asking Pete Hegseth why they weren't prepared for the Strait of Hormuz being closed, right? And him being like, oh, and them having absolutely no plan, having absolutely no plan to actually be ready for the strait being closed when literally everybody knew that would happen.
This is amazing. This is simply amazing. They just got through going into Iran, retrieving a pilot with 150 airplanes and whatever, and brought them out without a loss. No plan. Are you daydreaming?
You think they didn't have a plan? Hold on, sir. You think they didn't have a plan to go get that pilot? First of all, he wasn't a pilot. But second of all, you think they didn't have a plan? Of course they had a fucking plan.
They didn't have a plan? For what?
First of all, the military runs contingency plans consistently in exercises on this exact same thing, right?
Oh,
consistently.
They do.
So there's always plans for how you rescue down pilots, period. Okay.
Then how come that hasn't happened in prior instances?
What hasn't happened?
Rescuing these people.
Rescuing pilots? Because normally we don't put our pilots in places where they're going to get shot down.
Rescue anybody.
What?
Well,
have you not seen the movie Black Hawk Down or anything, sir?
Yeah, I did.
Yeah, you see how a helicopter went down and they immediately had a crew and they immediately had multiple crews ready to go get the down helicopter. And then when that helicopter went down, they immediately had other crews on standby that were ready to go in and take down to go get the crews from that helicopter. You see how they always had a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan on top of a plan. This has nothing to do with the military. The military is great. They're always planned. They're always ready. They're always trying to, to be ready for whatever comes. That's what they train for, right? That's why we have the best military on the face of the fucking planet, is because they're always ready and they're always planned for doing stuff like that. It's not a complaint on the military. The military is doing exactly what the military is trained to do and what they should be doing. It's the Trump administration who's sending the military in there, and the Trump administration doesn't have a plan on the objectives or how they're going to get them out or what winning looks like or what a freaking comparable regime should look like. It is the literal, it's the administration that is the problem, not the military. The military's out there kicking ass and taking names like they always fucking do.
How the hell could it be running good? He don't have a brain. He's nothing but a TV announcer.
You're a president. Put him in there.
And president can't run the military. He can tell him what he wants done, but he can't run it.
It's literally his job.
Literally his job. Trump sits down there and says, okay, now, fellas, I want you to practice saving a pilot over here. I want you to do. Are you joking
No,
me?
what Donald Trump does is he puts someone in charge, right?
Who did he put in charge?
A Fox News host with a bad hairdo who speaks in war haikus.
So far, that Fox News with a bad hair day has been in there twice. And without a loss. Did anybody give him any credit? No, hell no. He's a
without a loss. 13 American soldiers are dead. What are you talking about? We've lost 13 American soldiers. How many planes are we up to now? 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 11. Are we up to 11 planes lost?
As long as we can go get them people back.
How about we don't lose the people?
Okay, how about then what do we do about the possibility of Iran having a nuclear weapon?
We make a deal that we can actually confirm they don't have a nuclear weapon, just like the Obama administration did, the same one that Donald Trump pulled us out of.
A deal? You have got to be dreaming. Those people that you're dealing with do not think like we do. They can stand right there flat-footed and look at you and tell you anything you wanted to hear and then walk away and go shoot somebody.
That sounds like literally exactly what Donald Trump is doing every single. That's literally exactly what Donald Trump does every fucking day. What are you talking about?
Every day.
It is. It is pretty crazy. It is pretty crazy. It is literally pretty crazy how close Donald Trump is to the Ayatollah. Isn't that weird? Isn't that quite weird? How literally Donald Trump's administration will go up to you, call an American citizen that they shot in the face, a fucking domestic terrorist, and do it right to your, like, look you right in the face and say the American citizen that they executed was a domestic terrorist, and then a week later do the exact same fucking thing.
You know, you and a lot of other people go and mention those two. What about Riley and all of those other women that was raped and killed by illegal immigrants?
What about all the women that are raped and killed by straight white males in the United States?
11,000 was killed by illegal aliens.
What? Undocumented immigrants commit violent crime at a rate 30 times less than American citizens. The number one person that's the number one group of people, all right, that do the most violence against women in the United States is straight white males. So, sir, I am much more afraid of you. Well, I don't know if you're straight, but I know you're a white male, right? So I am, and all women in this chat should be much more afraid of straight white males in this fucking country than they are of undocumented immigrants, because they commit the overwhelming amount of freaking domestic violence. They commit the overwhelming amount of sexual assaults. They commit the incredibly overwhelming amount of freaking CP, if you know what I mean, right? Of children stuff. That's like almost completely freaking straight white males, right?
Well,
like undocumented immigrants are not the problem. That is just you trying to create an enemy, right? When you are actually the problem, right? Because you need to divert, right? And you and people like you need to divert the actual fear away from you when you're the actual issue.
What kind of smoke? What are you know? Okay, the white people commit all kinds. Yeah, I understand. White people are crazy. Okay, but then you add the illegal on top of that. So now we got white people and crazy or illegals on top of that. Where does it stop?
Sir, I'm against violence regardless of who commits it. What I'm tired of is you guys demonizing an entire group of people, all right, and saying that they're the ones doing it. That's the issue I have. Okay, if there's an undocumented immigrant that commits a violent act, then throw him in fucking jail and then deport him. If there's an American citizen that commits a violent act, then throw him in jail, right? You got Donald Trump's religious advisor who was just freaking released after committing a violent act, right? He freaking pardoned a whole bunch of fucking people at January 6th who committed violent acts, and then they were people, and they had other violent acts in their fucking history who are now walking around, right? Currently, right now, after committing violent acts, violent sex acts, people that he put on the street are committing those acts against people right now, right? Like violence, in my opinion, when it comes to those sorts of things, is wrong regardless. Except for I'm just going to say that violence is bad, and you're going to only say that violence is bad if it's a group of people that you can demonize.
All right. So what I'm trying to say is, where do you start at? Where's the starting point to correct this situation?
Getting people that sexually assault people out of the presidency. How about there? How about we start with the fact that there's one of those exact criminals that's in the White House? How about we start there?
Okay. Oh, yeah, 34 criminal charges against him. He's a felon.
And those aren't even the violent ones.
Well, I'll tell you what. That's the only thing that I've so far heard any of you people say. And I've heard he's against the Constitution. And everything I've heard about what goes on there, if he's told to stop, he stops, and he takes it to the court. He's lost a few, but he's won quite a few.
That's incorrect.
That's incorrect.
Yeah, he's violated so many court orders. It's not even funny.
What?
Or he just does, or he just does things before the court can even get to him, like destroy the East Wing or deport people that he wasn't supposed to deport, or just pretend like they don't, like the court order doesn't exist.
And where did the guy? What happened to that guy? Somehow, and I thought they couldn't come and get him. That's what amazed me, was that this. What was that guy's name that they deported down to Venezuela?
Kilmer Abrego Garcia.
Well, we can't go and get him. Well, guess what? It was a couple of months later he showed up here. What's ever happened to him?
It's Kilmer Abrego Garcia. He was deported to El Salvador, not to Venezuela. Okay.
Okay, what happened to him?
And they lied. And he's in the United States right now. He actually has a great TikTok account, and it's really awesome, where he just gets on camera and just sings all the time. It's like really cute. I follow him.
Mm-hmm. So he's still in the United States.
Yes. After they deported him against a court order, and then left him there against a court order, and then kept him there for longer against a court order, and then they brought him back. Then they tried to charge him with false crimes. Then they tried to freaking falsely imprison him again. Then they tried to deport him again against a court order. And then...
Are you talking about Trump? No, I'm talking about that other guy.
Oh, I'm just saying all the things against the Constitution, violations of the Constitution, the law, and the court orders that Donald Trump did against him. That's what I was just saying.
Yeah, okay. He broke the law. I'm talking about the Constitution. Every law then you break is against the Constitution.
But Donald Trump does ones against the Constitution all the time.
I just wanted to get that straight.
There's laws and there's constitutional law. Those are two different things.
What did he do against the Constitution?
Sure, just earlier this week, Donald Trump was found to be in violation of the First Amendment, right? By cutting off funding to PBS and NPR.
Okay, what happened to that? Where did it go?
Where did it go? You do realize that multiple organizations...
That wasn't right.
Sir, there was already
multiple... It went to the Supreme Court, didn't it?
Sir, there was already multiple parts of those organizations and public broadcasting that have been shut down and won't recover and won't come back, regardless of the Supreme Court decision.
Well, but it went through the steps that we put forth. The Constitution, in other words.
No. If Donald Trump was taking it to the courts, if Donald Trump was taking it to the courts, sir, if Donald Trump was taking it to the courts and then just going, hey, let me know whether I can do this, and not doing any action, right? And then waiting for them to rule, then I wouldn't really have an issue. Honestly, I think it'd be stupid, but whatever. I don't really care. What Donald Trump is doing is doing an executive order, enacting that executive order, and trying to enact it so fast that the courts can't react fast enough. So by the time the courts actually rule, the damage has already been done. That's what he's doing.
And again, I'm still saying he does it, and then it's reversed.
It's not reversed, though. It's not reversed. There's like this, what is it, the Central Broadcasting Agency? It's not being reversed. It was shut down. The reason it was shut down was a violation of the First Amendment, and it's not being reopened. The violation happened.
And them that got their status back, and the federal government's still going to fund them. Did you say that?
Some of them are, but not the whole thing.
Well, which ones got it back?
Why does my money going to I'm not concerned about the ones that got it back. I'm concerned about the ones that didn't. There are things that he is doing that you can't undo. Okay? Yeah. There are certain things that are done that can't be undone. Okay? That's the problem. Certain things can be undone. Certain things can't be undone. Donald Trump just does it all and hopes that it gets freaking undone to a point where it's unrecoverable before the freaking court. Just like he didn't wait for the courts to find out whether he could destroy the East Wing of the fucking White House. He just did it. And then by the time the courts told him that he couldn't do it because he doesn't have the ability to do it, it doesn't matter because the East Wing's already destroyed. He can't fucking put it back together.
And again, what's wrong with that?
What's wrong with doing things the president is not allowed to do in violations of his powers under the Constitution? Is that a serious question?
Where does it say you cannot destroy the East Wing?
Where does it say you cannot
In the
destroy the East Wing
Constitution.
when it says that the power of the person, the power to build, belongs to Congress? So how money is
The
allocated
power to
with
build,
access, and when it comes to
okay,
historical
great, but
sites,
when the
it actually
power goes
specifically
through
says that the
Congress,
White
don't they have to get the money from the
So you're saying if
American
Donald Trump
people?
used his whole money, he could just destroy the entire White House, level it to the ground, and build a fucking
Guess
golf
what?
course?
It was done. It has been done once before, damn near, and destroyed inside and out.
It's
and they
not
rebuild
Trump's
it.
White House, sir. He can't do that. Congress has to decide when historic buildings are torn down, not the presidency. He can't do that. Congress has to decide.
Okay. So that East Wing was historical. When was it built?
I don't fucking know what year. In history.
48.
Cool. It's 80 years. That sounds like pretty historical to
I
me.
must be historical because I was born in 43.
Then, yep, you're historical too.
Yeah. So
Yeah.
it's built in 48 by what the heck is his name? The president. He went through the same thing Trump did. He had a balcony built, and I'm trying to think of who the hell it was. Theodore Roosevelt or something had a balcony built and did not go to Congress.
The East Wing was built in
And they
1902.
raised unholy hell with him.
The East Wing
But
was
guess
built in
what?
1902,
It's
demolished
still
in
there.
1942, and then demolished in 2025.
Okay.
So sorry, significantly expanded in 1942 and then demolished in 2025. Yeah, it was built in 1902.
But did they also add a balcony up there?
I don't
And
fucking
was
know,
that
probably.
okay by Congress?
I'm sure he did.
Okay. So what's the difference?
Sir,
did
all
it.
you're saying is,
It was-
hey,
it was-
sir, this is
but the funny part
what
about
you're
it is
saying. This is
we
what you're
had to pay
saying.
for that.
This is what you're saying. This is what you're saying. This is your entire argument. Somebody else did something illegal too, so we should let Trump do illegal shit.
No, I'm
That's
saying
literally
that,
what you're saying. You're literally saying,
destroyed
oh, if
that
somebody
East
else
Wing,
did
which-
something wrong, if somebody
You know what
else
the
did
problem
something
with
wrong,
that
then we need to
ballroom
fucking, then
is?
we need to fuck, then it's okay for Donald Trump to do something wrong. Like, what the fuck are you talking about?
You know what the problem is with that ballroom?
Everything?
No.
It's an eyesore. It's a waste of fucking money. It's not
Everybody's going
needed.
to go, oh my God, Trump built it. Now he may name it after Charlie Kirk, but
It'll be destroyed
Trump
the
built it,
second
and
a Democrat
that is
comes
gonna
in.
bug the Democrats and the rest of them
It'll be torn
for
down
the
so
rest
fast.
of their life. Now you think that he's going to put up a piece of junk?
Yes. I've already seen, have you seen the
He's a
architecture?
billionaire and a builder, and you think he's going to put
He's
up
not a
piece of
builder.
junk?
He's not a builder.
Huh?
He's not a builder.
He's not a builder?
No.
Okay, let's see. Trump Tower. Who built?
Actually, most of the Trump
he
towers don't
renovate
belong to Trump. He just puts his name on a building that somebody else built. And he leases his name to it. He has a few of them, but the overwhelming majority of them
Then how
aren't
did he
even his.
make his money?
His dad gave it to him.
He went broke 3 times. I hate to tell you this with his daddy's money.
So even more, he's a bad businessman.
So I don't know how his daddy money had anything to do with it.
Yeah, that's exactly
So he
how, because
not
he
only
got
went
given like
broke,
$400 million.
but
What are you fucking talking about?
Started over several times.
No, he
and now
didn't.
where
He
is
never
at?
started over.
Huh?
His businesses went bankrupt. He didn't.
Right? You tell me, hell, I can name several people that's been bankrupt and continue to build businesses and finally hit the right one. The one that comes to mind is Colonel Sanders. He tried to build businesses forever. And his last one that he built was Colonel Sanders.
Well, you know what? I will.
Kentucky
I
Fried
will say
Chicken.
that. I will say that. I will agree with
Okay,
you
so
on that.
Trump
I will agree
went
with you
and he
on,
did-
sir. No, I will agree with you. I will agree with you on that. Okay. You're right.
Okay.
Donald Trump has failed at every business venture he's ever done, right? Except for his last one, which was becoming president, stealing from the American people, grifting off of a fucking bunch of dumbass fucking followers. Okay, like you,
guys. I
and he
really
is
do.
and freaking literally siphoning money into his private businesses and exchanging presidential favors for doing that. Like he siphoned money into his crypto firms from Saudi Arabia and from a whole bunch of other places where he is literally where he's suing the United States for literally billions of dollars from the American taxpayers. He literally at this moment in time is the only time he's actually been successful in anything, and his success has come at the cost of the American people and America as a whole.
Okay. All right. Well, tell me, who's going to be our next president? Who do you recommend?
It'll probably
to
be
the
JD
next
Vance.
President? Huh?
It'll probably be JD Vance.
No. Who do you recommend? I don't give a shit about J.D. Vance. I don't care about any of them. Who do you recommend?
Who do I
Stand up there, big boy.
recommend? Me,
Yeah.
Pauly for president.
Yeah. Now that should have come to your mind.
Can we get
Bingo,
Pauly for president in the
just like
chat?
J.D. Vance did. Yours should have come right to you right then. You should have a candidate in your mind
I just
right
did.
now.
I'm it.
Okay. Who is it?
It's Pauly.
Polly. Okay. Explain to me about Polly.
First of all, like the best looking dude, right? Like just.
I don't give a shit about
Well,
him.
I mean, I think that that's important. I just think that's important, right? Like, I think that it's really important. Like, I think that you and I, like, we would just all look at him and we'd be like, God, what a goddamn good looking president, right? And I think that's and I think that's really important, right? Because you can just get a lot done with just that part, right? But he would support. He supports, you know, first of all, just helping people and putting Americans first, right? Making sure that they don't go bankrupt because of, you know, healthcare, right? Stuff like that. Making sure that don't whoa me on nothing. I'm talking. No, don't whoa me on nothing. I'm explaining his platform. I'm explaining his platform, and you're gonna let me do it. So first of all, he would make sure, all right, that nobody in this country goes bankrupt because of healthcare, that nobody has to go bankrupt in this country because of college, right? That just because you're poor or just because you didn't grow up in the most affluent area, that doesn't mean that, or affluent schools, that doesn't give you the chance to go to colleges because of finances, that you can't set yourself up. I would also make sure that we're set up in the United States for things like trade schools and stuff like that, because I think any type of education and being able to do what you want is really what makes us a lot more successful in the United States. So I would expand social safety nets in the United States to make sure that nobody goes hungry. There is no reason in this country why 1 in 5 children, all right, why 1 in 5 children in the United States should be going hungry, right? I think we start there. I think that we don't get involved in all these foreign wars, right? I think that we don't have to spend billions and billions of dollars, more than like almost every single other country, on things like, you know, on things like $200 billion on wars, or, you know, funding Israel to commit a genocide. We need to support our allies, support people like Ukraine, that we can do things like support things like NATO that help go to collective defense, but not to just get involved in every single other country's problems, right? So I think that's really the great start, is take care of the American people, stabilize the U.S. economy, right? Make sure that we are pushing for more green energy while also securing our current, right, with fossil fuels for the moment, but moving away from those type of things, right? Helping to reduce crime, helping to reduce poverty, which will help to reduce crime. Doing things like codifying Roe v. Wade, raising the minimum wage. I think that all of those things are super, super important. So do you like Pauly's agenda?
So far, it sounds like it's coming out of my pocket.
Oh, really?
Yeah.
All right, sir. Well, I will be expecting. Well, I will be.
Why do I have to support some college kid going to college?
Sir, we just support education as a whole.
I would, yes, most definitely, to the 12th grade. After that, it's up to him. Oh, well,
no, it could be up to them, and I'm not saying to make it completely free. I'm saying to make it affordable, where your access to college and access to good schools isn't just necessitated fully on whether or not you have money. That's what I'm saying, sir. Right now, it is a necessity for you to be able to have a certain level of money to be able to participate in super high level education, especially at places like Ivy level schools, right? That's the problem, right? And so we still need to make sure that people have a certain burden. What we also need to do is stop schools from being predatory, from having predatory loans in the United States that put, that charge super high interest rates and prey on, 18-year-old kids who don't really know anything, right? So we don't prey on them. We allow them to be able to get the educations, right? Maybe they get loans. Maybe we force schools to stop preying on them, and maybe we make those loans backed by the United States and interest free or at a very, very low interest rate, right? So where you don't end up paying $400,000 for an $80,000 education. Get rid of schools that are just, abusing it, right? Some of these private organization schools that aren't actually providing, education for
Harvard, Princeton. Is that what you're talking about?
I'm not talking about Princeton. I'm more talking about, I don't know, pick whenever fake online school that you've seen a commercial for. How about that?
Heck, there's several of them, Harvard and Princeton, and I don't know all the rest of them. But some of that cause, What was the cause of education to go so high?
There was
The
multiple
basic
problems with that.
cause
Yeah.
for people to go to college, what made it jump so high?
There was multiple reasons. Yeah.
Okay. just
Yeah.
give
One,
me
the internal rhetoric about needing to go to college. I know Reagan had a huge problem with it. The student loan program in the United States, before it got backed by the DOE, was a huge problem for it. But privatizing it was a big issue. Privatizing the loans were a big issue. There's lots of issues.
When there's free money out there, you don't think those guys didn't go out and grab it? That's why it costs so much for education now?
That was one of
When
the
these
reasons.
students went out and got all that money, and several of them, I know of a lady that's a super teacher, and she went $80,000 in debt to be educated. And I know dang well that the colleges were seeing, oh, there's some free money.
What are you talking about free money? What are you talking about free money? What's free money? What is free money?
To loan it to
What are you talking about free? That's not free money. That's a loan. That's the opposite of free money. A loan is the opposite of free money.
Wait a minute. Who in the hell wanted to pay off the loan? College debt. Who wanted to pay that off? I didn't hear your answer.
I don't know what you're talking about.
College loans. Come on now. Quit slipping out on me.
I don't understand your
College loans.
question.
Who decided we're going to pay the college loans off for everybody in the United States?
Are you talking about Biden with the loan forgiveness
Yes,
program?
thank you. Okay.
Yeah, that was an excellent program. We should do more of that.
Why do I have to pay for it?
Why do you have to pay $200 billion for a war that don't? Why, sir? Why do I have? Sir,
You know
why
what?
do?
I bought a
Sir,
$100 million house. Do I expect you to pay for it?
Sir, why do I have to pay for a $200 billion war that I don't want?
I don't know. How's Ukraine?
Why do I have to pay for billionaires to get tax cuts?
Hey, how's Ukraine going? And who started? Or who
Sir,
was in
why
the
do I
beginning
have
of
to
that
pay for
Ukraine?
billionaires to get tax cuts?
Well, I have been down Skid Row in California, and I have yet to go by any of them and ask them, hey, you got a job for me? No, I happen to go to a business and say, hey, can I have a job? That's the difference.
All right, Gramps. I
That's
think that
the
vermouth
creators.
is starting to hit you because you're not making much sense anymore.
What do you mean? Okay. What I'm trying to say is, you said something about education and paying off these loans, right? You thought that was a good deal. And I said, why do I have to pay for them?
You don't.
I
The
didn't
U.S.
ask
government
for the
will.
loan, right?
Sir, you pay for people's loans all the time.
Well, that doesn't make it right.
Yeah. What I'm saying is reroute the money. What I'm saying is the money that you're already using to pay off fucking debt from fucking Elon Musk and fucking Tesla or whoever the fuck. I say to fucking reroute that money to actually pay off the loans of American citizens, and then normal, lower class to middle class American citizens, and then use that, okay, to then move it right to where those things don't cost so much in the future, and we don't have those predatory loans, so we don't have to pay off stuff like that in the future. All right.
How do you do it? You've got the problem.
Regulation.
Now, how do
What are you
do it?
talking about? You do it through regulation.
How do you go through your scenario that you're giving? How do you do it?
You regulate the loan and college industry
you
in the
want
United
the government
States.
to regulate you. Is that what you're saying?
I want them to regulate the education system, yeah.
Okay. What else do you want them to regulate?
All sorts of things that
The
harm the
learning
American
system, too?
citizens. You think regulation is all? You want me to? Is it just because the government's regulated? Should I have them stop regulating? Like air traffic because the government's doing it? Oh, we gotta stop. We gotta stop. We gotta stop the government from regulating. So why are we regulating air traffic? Right? Like what the fuck are you talking about, dude? Regulation is good to a certain point. Over-regulation can be bad, right? Yes, of course it can. But regulation in itself is not bad. We need to regulate industries like that to make sure that Americans aren't taken advantage of. It's literally very, very, very important. But I'm going to move on to the next caller because I've been talking to you for way too long. And like I said, I think that straight of vermouth is hitting you.
Talking to you.
So
And
you
maybe
have a
next
good one,
time
okay?
We'll talk again. Thank
All
you
right.
very much, and you have a blessed day.
Like, dude. Anyways, I'm gonna run for president now, I guess. Yo, make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys like to support the live, I do super chat, super stickers, pay links in the bio, and live gift goal going on over here. Trying to clear this off the live gift goal, the gift gallery over here with the hearts. So I really appreciate that. Megan, thank you so much for clearing the DJ glasses off of there. Holy shit, thank you so much. And Hot Dog, thank you so much for clearing the galaxies off of the gift gallery also. Holy shit, thank you guys so much. I think we might be, we're 10 of 15 gifts on Monday. That's what I love to see. We're 10 of 15 gifts already. We're lighting this thing up. If you guys like support, first of all, can you all make sure, if you guys haven't already, you look up at the top, look right next to my name, see that little join button over on, if you're over on the TikTokies over there, and hit that join button over there, and send that daily heart me if you haven't already. There's over 1,000 people in here, and I think like 100 of y'all have done that. So let's see if we can get a few more of those. I really appreciate it. Got the hand hearts gift over here too, trying to clear that out. Also, I think 5 from one person clears that off the gift gallery too, so that's really important. Also, I do have super chats, super stickers, pay links in the bio. They're all at Polypolitics. Scott, thank you so much for the $5. So do you really wonder why Iran shouts death to America? Look at history. Yeah, we kind of, we kind of did that to ourselves, I think. Lovely. Thank you so much for the $5. Said whatever joint his smoking in the 60s scrambled his brain. Yeah, that must have been some really good shit around the Vietnam era because he was smoking over there. And Beat says the White House is the people's house, not Trump's house. Yes, 100%. This is what democracy looks like. Hell yeah, dude. Thank you guys so much for the support. If you guys like support, I really, really appreciate that. Thank you so much. What are you hollering about? I haven't addressed you yet.
I'm waiting.
Are you?
I'm waiting, brother.
All right, cool. Anyways, if you guys like support, please hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. Yes, he was born during World War II. So if he wants to take down the whole Strait of Vermouth, let him at it.
I agree.
All right. Hello, guest. How are you?
Anymore.
Hello.
Yes, sir.
Hi. How old are you?
39.
Awesome. Do you still support Trump?
Old buddy. Yes, sir.
Awesome. Why is that?
I do. I would. Because he's a good president.
How?
And he has America first agenda. We see it every day.
Awesome. What's he doing that's America first?
He actually tells the truth. All
right. Are you going to stop to answer any of the questions? You're saying things. I'm asking you questions about them and then you're just moving on. You said he's a great president. I asked you how. Then you said he's America first. I asked you how. And then you just moved on to the next thing. So.
Yeah, because there's so many different things that I could say.
Awesome. How is he America first?
America first? Well, he closed down the borders. That was immediately. Which you said that illegal immigration is still up when it's a fact that it's actually went down. Since the 1970s, it's the lowest it's ever been.
The lowest number of what?
That is a fact. The lowest of crossings and illegal immigrants. Yes, of course they have.
I'm sorry. Show me that. Show me that
encounters
stat.
with them, but it's the lowest since the 1970s.
Yeah, that's not true.
That is absolutely true. You can Google it right now, and you can discredit me.
Okay, cool. What did you? What was your claim? It's the lowest number of crossings since 1970.
1970, yes, sir. The lowest number of border crossings by illegal aliens since 1970.
Are you trying to change it, or do you want me to keep typing what you said right now?
No. You can type what I just said. I said since 1970.
That's just apprehensions.
It's been the lowest.
Yeah, it's just apprehensions, according to Homeland Security Committee, which is not backed at all. Yeah, that just means they're arresting less people. That's not good.
That is good that they are arresting.
No, I want them
people.
arresting
They
more
are
people at the
actually
southern border. What are you
keeping them
talking
from
about?
coming. No, because I don't want. Look, when Biden was in office, right? They opened up the borders. People knew if they come that they would get some type of assistance, some type of help, right?
No,
Trump
they
come
did
in,
not
he
know
said,
that.
"No, we're not doing this anymore." So now they
No,
don't.
they did
come
not
to the
know
border
that, sir,
they know
because
it's
that's not
gonna work
true, and
now.
that's not what happened.
That is true.
Sir,
You can't
undocumented
tell
immigrants,
me
undocumented. I can't tell you. Why not? What are you? Who are you?
because we can have a difference of opinion.
This isn't a difference of opinion. Undocumented immigrants don't qualify for any type of social safety nets.
That doesn't make yours right.
Yeah, it does, sir, because undocumented immigrants don't qualify for social safety nets. Period. It's not an opinion. That's just a fact.
But they come here and then they get a safety net.
They do not, sir.
Sir,
when I said they don't qualify for social safety nets, I don't mean until they get here. That's not what I meant.
But when they get here, they get all these free things.
What do they get?
They get a cell phone. They get a place to stay. They get food.
Incorrect.
They get extra money.
Incorrect.
Huh? No, that is true.
Undocumented immigrants don't get any of those things.
They don't. They just wasn't getting them in the last administration. We didn't hear about those things all over the news. And then the last guy, he was very respectful. He was very respectful toward him.
What you heard about in the news was asylum seekers getting temporary housing, temporary food so they didn't starve to death or freeze to death. Okay, those are what you heard about. And those were documented immigrants.
How much money was that?
Not as much as they gave back. Last trackable year, there was something like a $60 million surplus.
60 million.
Million.
That's not that much money.
Dude, stop.
60 million. Come on now. The government collects.
Oh, sorry, 60 billion. I apologize. Sorry, I'm trying to deal with a camera here.
We're talking about 60 million. That's not much.
Sir, even if it was $6, it's a surplus. So I don't know what you're talking about. It's still not them costing us money. And the actual number is 60 billion.
Okay. And how much debt is New York in because of the illegal immigrants that they assisted with their living conditions?
Are we talking about New York or are we talking about the United States?
Look.
Why, sir, if at any point in time we're talking, sir, right nationally. All right, I'll just mute you. That's fine. If at any point we're talking about the entire United States and you have to go, but what about New York? That means you don't know what you're talking about.
No, because you're talking about 60 billion as a whole,
yes.
But one state is in debt more than $60 billion because of the illegal immigrants.
Yeah, that's a lie. Show me any data on that.
I just heard something the other day where
I just heard something the other day is not
like
data.
Yeah.
I just heard something the other day is not data.
It's on the news.
On the news is also not data. You know the news can just fucking lie, right?
Yeah, they can. I understand that.
So show me the data on that.
Okay, give me a second. How much debt is new? Okay, so 4.3 billion. So you were right. It's not that much. It's not 60 billion, but it is 4.3 billion dollars.
That they're in total.
Yes, that they are in debt. So I mean,
so therefore they couldn't have been that much for undocumented immigrants.
So that one more time. I'm sorry.
So therefore it couldn't have been that much for undocumented immigrants because it's literally that's the total number.
Yeah, $4.3 billion. Yes, sir.
Okay. Well.
Okay.
So you're wrong.
So let's move on. So let's talk about Trump. So let's talk about when he took the classified documents as a senator, right? And there were no charges brought against him, but yet Trump, who had classified documents and who was president and who has the authority to declassify, right? Why would they go after Trump in Mar-a-Lago, but they wouldn't go after Biden, who it was illegal for him to take those classified documents as a senator? This is what started getting me into the politics, was whenever I was seeing this going on. So, like, how come there is nothing that ever happened to Biden because of these things?
Yeah. So first of all, it wasn't illegal for him to take them because he was a senator. He was on plenty of committees where he has access to those documents. Right now, whether those documents should have been in or out of a SCIF or something like that, who knows? I don't know. I don't know the exact level and classification of those documents to make that call. However, Joe Biden found those documents himself in his garage and then called them and said, hey, I didn't realize I had these. I need to return them because they don't belong to me and they need to go back to someplace secure. As opposed to
He
Trump.
just found them? They magically appeared there, or he took them there and found them later on?
That has nothing to do with what I'm talking about. So how about you just let me finish my sentence first?
Yes, sir. Go ahead.
Perfect. Thank you. You guys always want to freaking cut people off to bring up points that you think are like gotchas, and they just destroy the entire conversation. So just be quiet, okay? Thank you. Jesus Christ.
Yes,
so Biden found documents. I don't know if it was him that found the documents. I don't know if it was his staff that found the documents. I don't know if it was his wife that found the documents. It really doesn't fucking matter. The documents were there. They called up the fucking the people who freaking keep those documents. They said, hey, we have these things. We need to return them because they don't belong to us. We shouldn't have them. And so the people came and returned them, as opposed to Donald Trump, okay, who they had to figure out. The archives were like, hey, Donald Trump took a bunch of documents that he shouldn't have. They asked Donald Trump to return them. And not only did he not return them, he went and took them and hid them in another spot, boxes and boxes of them, to try to hide them from the National Archives, to where they had to go chase them down. Okay, Donald Trump didn't get charged with having the documents, just like Biden didn't get charged with having the documents. Donald Trump got charged with trying to hide the documents later. If he had just returned them when they asked for them, nothing would have happened.
Okay, you could be right about that, but he has a right to declassify them, right? So why were they coming after him if he declassified?
Because he didn't declassify
documents?
them.
Okay. Now, gun control. How do you feel about gun control?
Donald Trump freaking said, like, I can just declassify things with my mind. That's what Donald Trump thought. Donald Trump literally thought he could just declassify things. No, that's not how that fucking works. Okay. There is actually
he's the president. He can declassify those documents.
Yes. Through a process, which is what I'm in the middle of trying to explain. Do you have like a self-control issue or something?
No, sir. I'm listening to you.
Jesus. He can go through a process of declassification, okay? But he has to go through that process in order to declassify something. He can't just take it and then when he's caught, go back and say, I was going to declassify these, or I thought about declassifying them with my mind. That's not the way things work, okay?
Okay. So you believe that January 6th was an insurrection?
Jesus Christ, dude! I think you might have to get some medication or something.
No. I'm just asking you a question because I've seen the videos of the guards letting the people in and escorting them through the building.
Cool, sir.
Question.
Yeah, that's totally awesome. Yeah, I saw videos of people in Germany just going to work every day. That doesn't mean the Holocaust didn't happen.
Yeah, but we're talking about January 6th.
Yeah, you're just talking about saying, "Oh, I saw some people. I saw some people. I saw some people someplace. I saw some people someplace that weren't doing all the crazy crimes. So therefore, the rest of the actual insurrection part wasn't a crime. That doesn't make any fucking sense, dude. Stop. Jesus Christ, it's embarrassing.
No, I mean, you're always right. I mean, it is your channel, and everybody's going to agree with you, so I understand.
We watched it on live television. We all watched it on live television.
We watched
them literally with a gallows. We watched them with a gallows that said, hang Mike Pence on it. We saw all of the weapons that were brought there. We saw them trying to break in to literally assault people in the, like, literal congressmen. We saw them attempting to assault them, and you're like, oh, there was this other part over here where people were fucking let in, so let's concentrate on that. Like, bro, I don't give a fuck about people that were fucking let in and walking around besides just trespassing. Who gives a shit? Like, really, to be completely honest with you, I care about the people on the other side over there who were trying to kill people. The people that fucking assaulted and injured over 140 Capitol police officers. Donald Trump calling fucking Georgia and asking them to find fucking electors. You think I give a fuck about the people who were just walking fucking around? Nobody gave a shit. A lady got shot trying to bust through a fucking window trying to attack literal sitting congressmen.
That was the only person I've seen get killed. And Jasmine Crockett calling for, saying that her election was stolen and cheated, right? So it's wrong for Trump to.
Man, dude, you must have the attention span of a literal goldfish, don't you?
I'm just saying.
No, you're not
You
saying
know, I mean,
anything.
it's
Like
facts.
anytime you're
It's
just
facts.
called,
That's what
you're
she was
called
saying.
on anything that you don't know, you literally just go boop, and you just bump off to the next one and bump off to the next one and bump off to the next one and back on. Like your literal name Pivot? Because you have not stayed on any conversation. Like the second you are called on any of the bullshit that you're speaking, you just jump to a completely other conversation. And that's because you don't have any nuance and you don't actually understand any of the things that you're actually talking about, do you?
I understand a lot completely.
Then why won't
But
you
you're
stay on a
just going
topic
on
long enough for it to
some
actually
BS, so,
then
like,
why
we might as
don't
well
you
just
actually
move on
stay
to
on
the
a
next
conversation long enough to go through any type of scrutiny, huh?
Because you're saying bullshit.
If I was saying bullshit, you would
That's why I
stay
know.
on the
So I'm
topic.
ready to just move
If
on
I
to the
was
next
staying on the topic, if I was saying bullshit, you would want to stay on the topic because you would want to actually call me on my bullshit. But instead of
Because they were
actually
being
addressing, the things that are actually going on January 6th, you're like, oh, but Jasmine Crockett said some shit because you don't know what the fuck you're talking about because you're too dumb to have this conversation. Okay? And literally, it's like towards the end of my live, I've been on almost 3 hours. And if you can't stay on a singular conversation long enough to actually, explore like both of those brain cells out a little bit more, then I'm just going to fucking get off the phone because this is a waste of my fucking time.
Yes, sir. One person got killed, and it was not an officer.
Correct. It was the person trying to assault congresspeople.
Okay. And the other people that were being escorted through the building? What do you got to say?
All right. Anyways, y'all make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. I really appreciate you guys. I'm not dealing with that anymore. Holy shit. That was fucking crazy. Shay, thank you so much for the swan. I really appreciate that. Hot Dog, thank you so much for lighting up all the hearts over there too. I really appreciate that. That is absolutely huge. Big thanks to the chat for Shay and for Hot Dog for lighting those things up. That is very, very sweet. Please make sure you guys hit that follow button, hit that subscribe button if you haven't already. Turn on notifications. If you go up and send that heart me up there, if you actually send the heart me and then afterwards you can click down and you can go down and it'll give you like a little bonus. It'll be like, say, turn on notifications for Pauly, and you can click on it. And then when I post content, when I come on, it's really, really cool. And I really, really appreciate you guys. Thank you so much. If you guys are calling in and you guys would like to have a conversation, like to have a debate, I will be on tomorrow night at 7 p.m. Central. So convert that into whatever number you like. And I'll be on tomorrow. So make sure you guys are calling in around that time. About 10 minutes after that, I'll take calls and call in that time. And I'll be ready to have a conversation. I appreciate that. Sharky, thank you so much. AWT, thank you so much. Tim, thank you so much. And Mason, thank you so much. I am going to get off for the rest of the night, but I do really, really appreciate the time and all the gifting and all the support. So I really, really appreciate you guys. I hope you guys have a wonderful evening. Love you guys so much. I'll see you guys later, okay? Bye.